Hello, good day, and welcome everybody to the second half of the sixth season of the JF. So we are here in the sixth round of season six of the JF Championship. So for the uninitiated, if you're unaware, what does the JF stand for? It stands for the Jackie Ang Foundation. So basically, he is our main and key sponsor for the entire championship itself. And glad to have you here. And if you're looking for a we were looking for both commentators to be here at this point in time. Unfortunately, we will not have ET Turtle joining us. For the time being, he's caught him some traffic, and as such, would be only able to join us later. So, once again, thank you very much for joining us here in the Twitch stream in the GF Championship. And right here, we are looking at the second map of the Hungary Ring, which is basically in Hungary itself, and the main capital of the country, Budapest. So here's a little quick lay of the track. A total of 14 corners, and I would describe it as not a circuit, particularly not a circuit with a lot of straights, except for the main one, the start finish straight itself. And definitely, we're looking at a circuit which is a mixture of high and medium speed corners. So definitely, if you're looking from a driver's point of view, you really need a lot of throttle control, especially in the very highly technical sector two. Whereas most of the corners are negotiated between gears 4 and 6. So lots of medium speed corners in the Hungarian circuit, and certainly is going to be a circuit which is um, requires a lot on the driver skill. How much can you afford to take this corner? Would you like to go fast in, slow out, or slow in, fast out? All these decisions will be borne by the driver to make such a decision and try their best to make the best decision possible to ensure they get out of the circuit, get out of the corners as quickly as possible. So speaking of the drivers, this evening we will only have 16 drivers. Unfortunately, today we will not have four drivers. So there'll be only 16 of 20 slots available for this race itself. However, it is an improvement from the previous race, race 5, where there are only 15 drivers. So as such, we'll Q1 would be pivotal, and there'll be a driver who's going to get eliminated in the end of the first qualifying session. So, without further ado, I guess we can have our drivers start preparing for the session itself. Let's have a quick reminder: the qualifying session, will start at 9 o'clock Singapore time, which is about 12 minutes from now. I'm pretty certain the drivers are already starting to prepare themselves for the qualifying session. It's not going to be a so-called free practice session, as we've observed in previous races where the attendance is not so strong. We're going to have a driver who's going to get eliminated at the end of Q1. So I'm pretty certain that a few drivers, if they're not already attending the meeting, the drivers briefing, which is a briefing for the management team to brief them about the rules and regulations for the race. They're trying to put in some last minute practices, either on the Grand Prix mode or the time trial mode on the game itself. So, speaking of drivers, let's have a quick look at two teams this evening. We did not cover these two teams in the previous race. Once again, apologies for the brimming issues in the previous race, race number 5, which is Southern Dakota. There were some issues to the stream, so we'll just bring forward the introduction of the two teams to this race. And the two teams that we want to cover would be the Alpine team and the Williams team. First up with the Williams team, we have Justin. Justin, basically, alternatively, his name is Skipper, a rookie paired up with Ryan and QWX. So these two drivers, paired in the Williams team, albeit Justin, or his name is Skipper. I'll just refer to his name from Skipper from now on. Skipper, despite being a rookie, I don't think he is a rookie in terms of his sim racing experience. Look at that hot lap in Bahrain, 1:29.2, and almost winning one of the other racing series, known as the, some of you might recognize it as the TRS, the Tango Racing Series, almost getting, uh, almost winning the championship itself. And clearly, his lap time in Bahrain is approximately 7 tenths faster than his teammate Ryan, who is already in his third season in the JF. So Ryan, definitely. I mean, I was racing in season 4 of him as well. He's definitely no pushover as well. So Ryan already 7 tenths behind his this greenhorn known as Skipper. So that 7 tenth gap is certainly not to be reckoned with. Williams have a strong lineup this season, by names of Ryan and Skipper. So do not discount the rookies here in the JF. They are really certainly the dark horses when it comes to scoring points and getting good results here in the JF. So what about the other team? Let's look at the Alpine team. And the Alpine team is certainly one team which is getting our viewers' attention right here. The Alpine team made up of Roshan Robot as well as Mangosteen. So these two drivers here, once again, made up of a rookie and an experienced driver. Roshan Robot, though, albeit a rookie, he looked at a lap time. The gap this time is more distinctive. More than a second separates Roshan Robot with 127.99 and a 130.1 of Mangosteen in Bahrain. And most importantly, in the Alpine team, it is heard that these two drivers have lots of collaboration between each other there. A lot of collaboration between these two drivers to actually spur each other to continue practicing as a team. And that's the main goal of the GF. We aim to get a like-minded sim racing drivers, pair each other up, and they need not know each other. They need not know each other initially. This JF Championship aims to pair drivers up as strangers initially, get them, get them to know each other, and break the ice between themselves, and get a friendship to form towards the end of the season. So Alpine is an example of a very successful friendship being formed between two drivers here. Magazine previously was, if you recall, Goodbye's partner in Goodbye's teammate back in season 5 in the McLaren team. Well, it's probably 1.4 seconds slower than Russian Robot. These two drivers in the Alpine team have been consistently scoring points um, over the past few races. And if that's not going to be convincing you, well, next up, let's show you guys the current championship standings in the drivers and constructors championship to prove this. So look at that, Alpine in the Constructors Championship, currently leading the field with 99 points. Roshan Robot in the Alpine team is also leading the Drivers' Championship with 84 points. So look at that, a 20-point gap in the Drivers' Championship for Roshan Robot. Is leading the he's leading Keishan Maibo in the Haas team by 20 points. So that's a massive gap to form here. Well, I do not see any Verstappen-esque lead here in the GF so far. It has never happened before, with the exception of season 3, whereby Glitch started pulling away from second place as GTO towards the end of the season. But this time around, we have a 20-point lead in the first half of the season in the Driver Championship. So this is really unheard of in a very, very, very tightly contested GF Championship. But looking down in Drivers' Championship, we do have Heejin, Elliot Kim, and Taco Mensa pretty closely contested for second place. Skipper in fifth place with 49 points. So the upper mid, towards the end of the podium, the top 3 of the Drivers' Championship is really closely contested here. Anything can happen in the second half of the championship right now. And then the midfield, starting from yellow right all the way down, yellow right all the way down to Brandy, Heath, Sky, Ryan, Mangosteen. Well, that's only towards the bottom of the top 10, but we do have other drivers in the bottom half. Say we have the likes of Gangster Hamster, SS38, even Chimkin and Sinpo in 14th place. Sinpo being our most experienced driver here in the GF. Let's give you a reminder, Sinpo has done extensive practices here in the GF to definitely try to convert a result to score good points here. And to be fair, I believe this is one of Sinpo's most successful seasons to date. And we'll definitely cover his driving profile in future races to come. Now, moving back to the constructors champion here, we have Alpine with 99 points and Williams with 93. Now, these are the two teams which are currently leading our constructors championship so far. They only separate with 6 points away from Haas of 80. Obviously carried by Heejin here. Mercedes, though, in fourth place with 77 points. So we got the top 4 teams separated by just 22 points. And given a maximum a number of points you can earn from each race, it's a 43. But you can become AlphaTauri inside, or I would say RB, but let's go with AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri with 58 points. Any one of the top 5 teams can overthrow each other by the end of this race. So it is going to be a very tightly contested Constructors Championship for the final few races to come. It sets a tone. Yes, indeed, it sets a tone the first half of the season on which is the leading constructor. But it, as you know, the dynamics of the JF, it leaves more to be said. Anything can happen here. And towards the end of race 6, we might have a new leader in the Constructors Championship to exist. Now, moving back to the circuit here, we're looking at the Hungaroring. Some of you more seasoned drivers or seasoned Formula One fans, we find out that the Hungaroring is actually one of the most hardest circuits to overtake on. So that definitely means that the race winner may be decided in a few minutes' time, owing to the fact that it is qualifying, and qualifying is going to be the most important. It's going to be the most important session here for the Hungaroring, because definitely track position matters in the second, which is going to overtake. And in case you've been reminded, it's something like a Monaco circuit, but albeit with less force and a little more room for error. However, we do have corners in the Hungarian circuit which is going to punish you if you make a mistake. For example, we do have a very low speed corner, which is likes of turns 6 and 7 with extremely high curbs, and that's going to put you off the track if you're not careful and invalidate lap time during qualifying. We might potentially see drivers making full use of track limits, especially in the second sector, and as a result, paying the price for being too greedy on their qualifying hot laps. And that's going to be a huge talking point for the post-qualifying and pre-race show happening after the qualifying session. So keep an eye out for that, because it is going to be it's going to be a good talking point on what's going to happen later on. So, once again, I guess this is going to be a very interesting race that's going to happen here. Track evolution in Hungary, very similar to the current race in the Formula One calendar, which is happening this weekend, which is the Australian Grand Prix. Now, we do have Ted Kravitz. If you've listened to the post qualifying show in the Australian Grand Prix earlier, he did mention that the first few races in the actual Formula One calendar, which is in Bahrain, Jeddah, and Melbourne. These are the 3 circuits which are pivotal for teams to find out on where to stand in the pecking order of the constructors champion. Currently, we all know Red Bull's the quickest, but for the midfield, it's important to know where they're lacking and where do they need to improve and find improvements before these European circuits. Hungary, for instance, we know is a very high downforce circuit. Where do you need to find improvements for such circuits? So definitely, these are the sort of circuits whereby they're all preparing for. I'm pretty certain all drivers, the 16 drivers that we have currently, have also done their homework in finding out where and what they need to improve on before coming and stepping onto this race. Now, 16 drivers. That's a confirmation for our management team. 60 drivers to be participating here. We only have 11 inside the lobby at this point of time. Now we have 12 as of now. Just waiting for the remaining 4 to hop into the lobby before we get started here. So currently, just give a little brief on who is in the lobby. We have both Haas drivers, Heejin and Gang Samsa. We do have both Alpines, especially Magazine and Rashawn Robot. we do have no. The rest are just single place, single drivers in the team. We do have a little bit of a driver change there. We have not briefed you guys yet, but we do have a returning driver, our season 2 champion, SG2, who's now in the Red Bull. You ask it. It is indeed. It's fated. SG2 is now in the Red Bull team, as it is for seasons 2, 3, and now 6. Is now a permanent driver in the Red Bull team. And I don't think ever before, I don't think we've seen a single driver participate in the same team as a driver for 3 seasons in a JAF before. Oh, Tyr just left the lobby. So quick take. What's going on? Oh, the lobby unfortunately has a glitch, and I guess there's a little bit of a delay before the qualifying session gets underway. So once again, apologies for the delay. Currently, it is Stinpo and the McLaren team being the lobby host. Kind of unexpected, to be fair. So we're just waiting for our lobby hosts, one of the members in the management team, to get ready once again. And yes, the lobby has to be restarted, unfortunately. And let's see, is everything ready? No, the lobby is restarted. So once again, just give you a heads up on which teams have full attendance. We do have the Haas team. We do have the Williams team. Ryan is back. Ryan is back. Brandy He joining? No, Brandy He isn't joining. So we do not have any drivers in the Aston Martin team this evening, unfortunately. So Aston Martin currently seated in 7th place in the championship standings. Now that's going to give hope to the Ferrari team, Alfa Romeo, and McLaren team. 3 teams that are below Aston Martin in the Constructors' Champion. So that's going to give them some hope in trying to close the gap to Aston Martin with surpassing them. Now, in the Ferrari team tonight, we have we do have SS38. We know how SS38 how quick he is, especially in the corn, the race. Unfortunately, he would not have his assistance of his teammate of his teammate is participating. Yeah, he would not have his assistance of his teammate to assist him in trying to get him. So once again, a new lobby has been created, and drivers will have to rejoin to the lobby to interview of this. So once again, apologies for the delay. We understand it's been a long night for y'all, and once again, for you viewers, thank you for joining us here in the JAF Championship. So once again, received a little call from Easy Turtle himself, or another commentator. He is trying to rush back. He's trying to race back. As the commentator, he's really pushing his way back to the commentary booth in a bit to try to start a commentary show with me. I'm not really certain whether he can join the. I'm not really certain whether he can join the show with us for the qualifying, but I highly doubt so, because the new lobby has already been created. A new announcement was sent to the drivers to join the lobby instantly and to get the qualifying session underway. So unfortunately, it's just me, myself, and I to bring you all the action for qualifying. So currently we have 12 drivers. 12 drivers who are already inside the... 13 drivers. 13 drivers who are already inside the lobby. And I think the drivers really want to get underway as soon as possible. So we're told there are 5 drivers who are not joining today. Finalized list of drivers not attending. We have Kendra, Salmon Fish, Anik, Hidris, and Brandy. So, fortunately for Simple in the McLaren. He will be the only one who is racing tonight for McLaren, as usual. And Simple, interestingly, he's the only driver who's bringing the points for McLaren. So Simple, for once, being the first driver in any team, it's and really gotta give a hats off to Simple here. He's really carrying the whole team on his shoulders here, especially with teammates who do not attend the race. That is really formidable from Simple. We do know that he might not be as quick as the other drivers here, but he's really trying his best to try and reckon points for the team and contribute to the Constructors' Championship here. Now, we do have to remind you that that the McLaren team, despite being last currently of just 8 points, well, Alfa Romeo has only 8 points as well, and that's the likes of I has Chimkin. Chimkin in the Alfa Romeo team is only 8 points. So it is going to be a straight fight between Chimkin as well as Sinpo on who's going to reckon more points by the end of this race. Now, Chimkin is also joining today's race without the teammate as well. So a quick reminder of the prize pool here in the JAF for the Constructors Championship. All the top 9 teams will have some share of the prize pool towards the end of the season. So it is going to be a straight fight between. Oh no, we do. Sorry, we just a quick update here. Chimkin will now have a teammate for the likes of B-Sim. B-Sim now, formerly Simple's teammate. Very quick update on B-Sim. He has been demoted to reserve driver, but for the Alfa Romeo team today. So unfortunately for Simple, it's a little bit of a double whammy here. He not only loses a teammate, but now this teammate is going to be contributing to a rival team. In fact, a team which is directly rivaling his team right here in the Alfa Romeo team with 8 points. So it's going to be a 1v2. Well, think Dota, think League of Legends, but it's going to be 2 Alfa Romeo drivers versus 1 McLaren driver. Simple has a lot on his shoulders this evening, and definitely he will have his sights on trying to at least minimally make it into Q2. Now, drivers are already getting ready up towards our qualifying session here. It's been a month without commentary here, especially without the show in race number 5. The second half of the JF is now go. We have an 18-minute session for Q1 here in the Hungary. So, put your predictions here. Who do you think is going to get the lap sim? Who do you think is going to be in P1? You have 16 drivers, just to remind you again. And apparently, no one blinking yet. Or do we? Well, I believe it's going to be a bit of a Formula 2, Formula 3-esque kind of behavior exhibited by the teams right here, because none of them want to be the first out. They want the best track conditions. Someone has to lane the rubber before. Well, someone has to lane rubber though. So who's going to blink first to come out on track to set the first lap times? The answer is nobody. Or is it? I hear some engines, and it is coming out from the Red Bull team. It looks like it's yellow, right? Is it? See some movement in the Red Bull garage. It is yellow, right? Who's going to come out first? The car is coming out. It is the Red Bull. Who's coming out first? Yellow Rack is our first driver who's coming out. So, Yellow Rack coming out on the yellow mark medium tires. More drivers coming out of the pits right now. We have a Haas. As usual, is He-Jin, isn't it? You got that right. It's He-Jin. And Gang Samson, both Haas drivers out. And we're gonna see drivers on their bench spots soon. So interestingly, we have 4 drivers who have opted to go on the medium compound tires for Q1. And as likes of Yellow Rack, we have Sky, SS38 and Mangosteen going on the medium compound tires. Now, how does this work out for them? Well, I believe it is going to be an interesting strategy whereby these drivers believe that they would not be last even putting on those yellow mark tires. So first driver out on the medium tires will be a yellow, right? First driver out on the prime tire, the soft compound tires, would be Chimkin. So keep an eye out on the differential lap times that these two drivers are going to have. So one medium compound driver, the likes of yellow, right? One soft compound tire, the likes of Chimkin, will be the first two benchmark timings, whereby drivers in the pits would be paying attention to. So first lap time by Yellow Rank. Let's go on board with Yellow Rank as it comes out to start finish straight. Approaching turn 1. Nicely on the curb. Well, if you hit the curb, he's being very conservative here. But obviously, just very, very conservative there by Yellow Rank. And now, oh, he's going to meet some traffic there. It's going to be, oh, he's going to block. He's going to get blocked. He's going to get blocked. He's got a compromise. I think he's got a compromise there. It's beats him on an outlap, and that's compromised Yellow Rank greatly. I'm pretty certain that's going to end up with the stewards there, because he was right in the path of Yellow Rank, right at the spot. I do not know why he didn't move out of racing like that, but that is severely compromises that there as Yellow Rank is. And let's look at the sector 2 time set by Yellow Rank and to prove our point here. Look, get out. He's back off. He's back off. He's back off big time. Chimkin, however, has not. And that is it. Yes, it's back off there, Yellow Rank. I'm certain the stewards will be looking at Beastin for impeding Yellow Rank on the hot lap. First benchmark time, we're now going to Chimkin, who will be the first to set a lap time, as well as Gangster Hamster. Let's look at Chimkin. What's the lap time going to be? It is going to be in a 1:17.598. Gangster Hamster now 4 tenths quicker compared to Chimkin. Gangster Hamster will definitely go on pole for the time being, 1:17.281. What about Heejin? Heejin, oh, he's pretty good lap time for sector 1. We'll keep an eye out for him towards the end later. Now, more quick times being set right now. Let's have a look at Ferrari of SS38. In the medium tires, we have an indicated lap time of a 1:17.8. Great job from SS38 to set a lap time now. Now, back to Heejin. Heejin's match Gangster Hamster in through the second sector. Skipper, however, goes 7 tenths. Oh, what a twitch from Heejin. Heejin, though, goes third fastest, right behind his teammate Gangster Hamster. Now, what about Beasim? Beasim, well, he definitely knows he needs to set a quick lap after impeding another driver there. Beasim, oh, that's slow. That's extremely slow, though. He's over 2 seconds slower compared to the rest. Taku Mensa, certainly quicker. Beasim, oh, he certainly needs to be quicker than that. Has he back off there? No, he hasn't, but he's just extremely slow. And I don't think that's even going to bring him into the top 10. He's at risk. He's definitely at risk. And lap time is a 1:19.689. Taco Mensa has decided to pit. Very interesting. But what about Sinpo? Sinpo in the McLaren. Sinpo still on a hot lap with some traffic in front. No, the traffic is inside the pit. Sinpo now over the final corner. Sinpo does a 1:19.3. But that puts him up into P9. So a very decent lap time away from Sinpo to avoid relegation. Meanwhile, we have another driver who's on the medium compound tires and a hot lap. That's Alia Kim. Alia Kim is now on the medium compound tires, and so it's an interesting first sector, especially those on the soft compound tires. And well, it's going to be a 27.7. But meanwhile, Yellow Rank goes into the front row. Gets P2 with 1:16.8. So Yellow Rank, well, I don't see an impeding incident has affected him so much because it's very on the edge there. Almost exceeding track limits. What's the second sector like? On par. A 55.2 across the second sector. Now, as he approaches turns 13, long left-hander down into 14. The long right-hander leading to the start-finish straight. Clean there across the final corner. That's a nice one. Goes up into P5, a 117.369. Behind, tower behind, it's Nimes. His teammate goes P10. Meanwhile, we do have SG2 on a hot lap as well. Yet a set lap time. Along with Mangosteen in front of him. Mangosteen, not as quick, I believe, goes P13, 120.057. SG2 now goes P8 with a 118.209. So a really congested midfield right here. We do have only a second separating Gang Samson in third and Nimes of 118.393 in P11. So the midfield is going to get really interesting here towards the end of the session. Currently in relegation, we can't determine who's in relegation because we do not have all drivers sitting lap times. We do have Takra and Roshan yet to set lap time. They're currently on the outlap with 10 minutes of Q1 remaining. Let's have a look who's in the outlap. Oh, we have yellow flags because we have B-Sim who has spun across the start finish straight. That's going to be a lap time invalidation for sure. And he needs to go again, certainly. Because once Takromancer and Roshan set the lap time, he's going to be eliminated. Now, let's go on board with Takromancer. Let's go on board with a CV part view and enjoy this lap time by Takromancer. Now, through turn 1, pinches the first corner. That's nicely done indeed by Takromancer. Now, into turns 2, 3, and 4 now. Oh, that's nicely done by Takromancer. Let's see his first sector on the soft tires. Is it going to work? Turn 3 goes straight now. It charges in the first sector. 27.4. Fantastic stuff from Takromancer. Now the long right-hander. Turn 5. And once again, very nicely done. He knows the second by heart now. Oh, that's beautiful. Through turn sector 7. This is the lap time stats. Certainly going to put him up in front. Oh, throttle control really on point here for the Mercedes driving now. Quick left and right. Look at the technique there. 54.4 from Takromancer. I've never seen a driver this polished across Hungary before. And look at the crashes he's holding here, Takromancer. Oh, Gang Samson's crash! Gang Samson's crash! Oh, that's it! Gang Samson is out of qualifying. His crash out of turn 2. Potentially just hit the wall out of turn 2, and we do have our elimination here. Takromancer, as it is, goes P1 with 1:16.246, a quarter of a second faster than Skipper. And now Roshan Robot certainly would really just wish to count down the clock and just set a quick lap towards the end. All Roshan Robot needs to do for the Alpine team is not get eliminated. There it is, green on the outlet. We have a few drivers who are deciding to call it a day. But like the Skipper, Yellow Rank, and Sky deciding to just call it quits right now. Meanwhile, B-Sim just, it validates his lap time. And it's not going well for him, it seems. You really don't need to be invalidating laps, especially when your lap time is not going to be strong, just wasting tires. So Sean Robot on the medium component. Ryan is retired. He knows that the driver is retired. He knows he doesn't need to push. And I believe most of the drivers in front can just simply either retire and just take a drink or something, or just continue the remainder of the few minutes as a free practice session. Takromancer has retired for the session. So we only have drivers to talk about here. Let's view Roshan Robot as he's about to start the lap. He's going to pit. If he isn't, we'll just go on board with him and enjoy the sound of the Alpine. I think that needs no introduction here from Roshan Robot. Quickest lap time on the medium compound side there. Who says this high compound must be a factor right here? He goes P3 with a 1:16.778, and that's definitely he's gonna call it a day here. He has only burned 1 set of mediums, and that's it. He's going there. He's gonna go back to the garage and just drink a little bit of coffee before Q2, and that's all he needed to do. Very good lap from Roshan Robot. And certainly, if you think about it, he's going to do even better when it goes on and puts on the pair of soft compound tires here. 5 minutes remaining of Q1. Mangosteen is still at risk. But now, remember, you need to beat the lap time. You need to be at least the 15th fastest lap time in qualifying in order to avoid relegation. So we may potentially see 2 drivers get eliminated out of Q1. Owing to crash, okay, Gangster Hamster has crashed, albeit his lap time will be a 1:17.2. So he'll start P15 at best, but you still need to beat that lap time. You still need to be the 15 fastest lap time in order to progress in the Q2. So the big question now is what Magazine is doing. Oh, that's nice. That's nice with the Alpine team. Look at the teamwork here. So it is on purpose. Roshan Robot giving Mangosteen, and oh, that's not needed. That is not needed. Oh no. Oh, the idea was there. The idea was there to give Mangosteen the slipstream, that DRS, just to get him past Q2. But no, he's ruined it. He's been it just by impeding the turn 1 teammates. That whole team strategy has gone wrong. I'm certain that after this qualifying session, there'll be a big discussion inside the Alpine garage right after this. That was unneeded. And the whole effort by Roshan Robot has just gone down to bins. And Mangosteen has just lost it. And now his lap is completely gone. Hopefully, well, all looking at the telemetry, he has about 65% battery left. He'll need to recharge and go again. So, fortunately for Mangosteen, that's a bit of a wasted effort coming from him. What a waste. So, eyes on Mangosteen, who is setting up. Is he going to pit again? He is. No, he's going again. Let's go on board Mangosteen to see what he's capable of. So Mangosteen just shaking turn 1. He's definitely not lucky the state of his tires right now. Just hang in there. Hang in there. Nicely done. What's his lap time in the first sector? It is sort of decent. A 27.9 in the first sector. Now, what about entering turn 67 under his medium to compound tires? Now, we all know that his tires are not in the best shape so far. But how well can this medium compound tires take it for 2 hot laps? Well, you can count the first lap as watch because he got spun in the first corner. Now, how's it going to be like in the second sector? The answer is he's now 2 seconds quicker. So this is never going to put Simple at risk. Oh no, Simple is in the pit, is he? So, without that trust, I believe Simple must be thinking and laughing to himself that he's not going to get a lap in, but he is. Look at this. Is definitely going to get out of Q1, I suppose. He is. Mangosteen is up in the P11 and puts Simple down into P16. Simple, I don't think he's not coming out. So, Simple is now eliminated out of Q1, and that's a big disaster for McLaren, just being overconfident. And now Simple, along with Gangster Hamster, will take no further part in qualifying in Q2 and Q3. So, Roshan Robot just coming on to the chat and just voicing out, saying his internet. Oh, so it is a bit of, he's owing it to his internet, and it's unfortunate stuff for Roshan Robot to compromise his teammate right there. But decent effort there from Mangosteen to bring that 1:18.1. But we do have a few talking points right now. on what's going to happen for Q2 and Q3. So the first talking point would be the Alpines. Now we do have both Alpines in the Q2. How would the team continue, and how would it move on from the incident whereby Manx and Rashan got too close to each other and got spun? And hopefully Rashan sorts out his internet soon, because we really want to see that sort of teamwork carry on into the remaining two qualifier sessions, as well as the uh, race itself. Now, next talking point is how will Simpo get back up the field from P6 in his club lost at this point in time? So we do have both alpha males, the likes of Chimkin and BSim. Now, Chimkin is now in P8. Assuming this is the result, is going to be the result he finishes in at the end of qualifying in 8th place. Now, that's going to put 4 points into his name if he finishes 8th in the race as well. So that's not going to bode well for the McLaren team. So Simple with a lot of work to do here. Well, let's not forget Simple, however, he's only 5/100ths of a second behind the BSim, so he still has a chance. But BSim and Simple, now the only drivers in the 119s. The other drivers are the midfielders selling 117s and 118s. So Simple is definitely left bewildered with a lot of work to do ahead of the race. So, just awaiting for the remaining drivers to complete their laps.
Coming here for the Hungary 1980, making it one of the longest running events on the current calendar. Appears continuously throughout.
No news so far, but yeah, that's the end of the first section of qualifying. And we do have results here. Taco Mensa with 116.2, Skipper 116.4, both of the soft compound tires. Roshan with 116.778, and Yellow Right. These two drivers, Roshan and Yellow Right, really close to each other, despite the fact that well, Yellow Right got impeded. But this is a big question. What is the real difference between this medium and the soft compound tires? Is it really 5/10 of a second? Is it even less? And that's a question that I believe many drivers would want to find out ahead of Q2 and the race itself. Q2 just about to get started, and countdown time is running out, and we're just about ready to get started. So welcome to Q2. We do have all drivers just about to get ready. And let's see who's the first drivers going to get out.
The massive natural amphitheatre elevates the grandstand and spectator area, giving you all a brilliant view across the whole circuit. Drivers are expecting a tricky session ahead.
So I'm hearing some movements again. Once again, it looks like it's going to be Yellow Right. Whilst the Yellow Right side of the garage looks pretty active, he's indeed moving out. Yellow Right is the first driver out once more. But we do have few drivers because Yellow Right in the Red Bull team, we do have other drivers who are ahead of him. The likes of Skipper, Taco Mensa, Sky also out. First driver out though is Skipper in the Williams, but does he really want to be the first driver out? I think... Oh, he's really pushing here. He's really trying to get ahead of Taco Mensa. And he does it. Taco Mensa is still the first driver. So far, we still have drivers on the medium compound tires. Interestingly, including BSim. BSim's on the medium compound tires. Now remember, BSim, he was already plumb last, second to last in terms of lap time. He's the 15th fastest lap time, merely scripting through to Q2 by just half a tenth of a second. But it's now on the medium compound tires. So interesting strategy here from Alfa Romeo. Are they trying to... Oh, Skipper's got a penalty! Skipper's got a penalty! Front wing end plates come off, and the whole front wing of Skipper has come off. So Skipper and Taco Mensa, a big coming together there. We know they've been jostling for grid position here because they want space. They need the space to try to get the optimal position to start the hot lap. And now that's resulted in Skipper with a 5 place grid penalty minus a front wing. Disaster there for Skipper as Taco Mensa, I don't know what's happened. No, that's Sky. Sorry, Sky. Taco Mensa is shown to be in a hot lap, but he's in a pit. He's in a pit. So, I believe what's happening here. Well, we'll go on board with Sky as we're talking about this topic. Sky, we were the first driver to set us a hot lap, but yes, whatever's happening to Taco Mensa, it could be once again. He's notorious having internet issues, and that could be another case of a poor internet connection resulting in the collision with Skipper. Now, that incident is definitely going to the stewards, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think it makes sense for a driver to collide with another. And look at that, B-Sim has spun again on the medium compound tires, didn't warm his tires band well enough, and yellows in sector 1. B-Sim has spun out of turn 2, and oh my goodness me. I don't think going mediums is a good decision there, B-Sim. But now, let's look at Sky. Sky in his second sector with 55-1. More car spinning. Elia Kim has spun out of the straight as well. Yes, he's got the car going again. So drama, as we know, is starting to occur once more. And look at that, more incidents happening. We have a Williams right now. A Williams spun, and I think that's that's Skipper. Skipper with a front wing gone. He's trying to complete a lap, isn't he? And what's Skipper doing? He's all pitted. He's continuing on with the front wing. Oh no, wait. A really topsy-turvy qualifying session. The Skipper is just going to complete the lap with minus the front wing. It's not going to work out. Now you Kim is the only driver who's not having lap time. There's 133.597. You have currently Yellow Rack out in front 116.339. SS38 going second at 116.7. Sky, the two Mercedes in third and fourth. Nimes will find 118.0. Chimkins closely behind in P6. Ryan at 118.3. A massively improved lap time. Wilder Kim 133.5. What about Teal? Teal's coming to the final corner and goes into P9 with 132.0. Something obviously has happened to him, but I think many drivers had their lap times compromised there. The pressure cooker is really getting to them with the fact they know not just one driver is getting eliminated this time, but four. Four drivers will not make it into Q3, and I'm pretty sure the pressure is really starting to mount on them. Skipper, well, Heejin and Roshan. I don't think I've seen him so far. Heejin, out of ordinary. We typically know that Heejin's one of the drivers who's really eager to get out onto the grid to get a lap, but is Yellow Rack trying to go again? Yellow Rack trying to go again, isn't he? Yes, let's go on board with Yellow Rack to see whether he's trying to improve on 2-lap old soft compound tires. He is going well. Look at that. He's deploying his energy. I don't know if it's going to be improving, but this lap time will be pivotal in finding out. Oh, do we have lap time for this? That's odd. I do recall having two drivers in the. Wait a second. SS38 is shown as P13. I don't know why it's. Oh, that's odd. 13 lobby's a little glitch right now. Look. Yellow Rack going purple in the second sector. So let's get more of Yellow Rack. I think he's on route to improve his lap time. And Yellow Rack now does and improves to 116.0. 3/10 up on its original. So very interesting call there for Yellow Rack because we've always thought that the softs will not last more than a single hot lap. But it does. It is done it for Yellow Rack. And it's done at 116.0. So great lap done for Yellow Rack. And I'm pretty certain that most of the other teams will be trying to aim to get the drivers more than one hot lap as B-Sim It's not improved. That's a 122.2. So there we have it. Just 8 minutes ago, we only have these lap times. We still have only 11 lap times on the board. We still have lap times yet to be set from Skipper, Hijin, and Roshan. Elyakim, well, that P11 lap time, I'm pretty sure is not representative. B-Sim, once again, as it stands, will be aiming to try to scrape in the Q3 once more. Well, presumably, hopefully we don't get any red flag. I mean, do you have a crash? Do you have a crash? I think we have Alvaro Mil with tires gone. We have B-Sim. B-Sim's tires gone. He's out of qualifying. Oh, commentators curse, I swear. B-Sim's out. And he'll take no for the part of qualifying. Well, that's presuming. Well, he ends up with a 10 fastest lap time, which should up so. Because we do have some very quick drivers about to set the lap times. By likes of Skipper, Hijin, and I think Elyakim as well. Let's look at Elyakim, who's about to sort of sell fresh soft tires. He's about to, well, let's put on the lap time. Let's go. Let's go aboard Elyakim. So let's go aboard Elyakim, who's trying to go. Nicely done. Plants his car onto the curb, turn 1. A little bit wide there. So probably going for the slow in fast out. Next driver to set cross the line to start the lap is Hijin. So pay attention to Hijin right behind. We'll keep you updated on the second time. That's Elyakim now pushes through first sector, and first sector over the 23.73. That's still the best for the first sector. So pretty decent. It's going to come over some traffic. Oh, not turn 6 and 7, please. Great job of the Mercedes driver to just hold it right there. Just make sure it doesn't impede him. Nicely done. Hijin right behind. Just he does a 27.5, so 2 tenths slower compared to Elyakim. Nevertheless, I believe these are lap times which are quick enough to put him into the top 10. Elyakim now with a purple second sector. Oh, this is getting spicy there. The AlphaTauri driver looking to display yellow rank up in front. Rounds off 10-13. Plus his car so perfectly. Elyakim, can he go into the top spot? The answer is just misses out by 3/100 second. So purple second, third sectors for yellow right now. Hijin 2 tenths off. But if his final sector is going to be strong, I believe he can displace. Look at that. Hijin knows what he's trying to say. He knows he wants to get a top 3. So determined to the final corner. And does a 116.5 goes P3. So now with the gauntlet has been thrown, we do have drivers, more drivers entering the 116 territory. But now it's up this guy. Skipper, 54.0. A fantastic second sector. Skipper now knows he has to do it, and he does it. Look at that for Stepanak's lap time. 1:15.455 by Skipper. Wow, so that missing front wing, that grip penalty, I think the Williams must have called him to. Oh, come on, it's time for hammer time. Look at that. 1:15.455. I've never seen such a lap time here before. Look at that from Skipper. Check it out. It's going to be game on. It's going to be game on for drivers who are trying to get into the Q3 now. We do have Ryan, Mankassin, B-Sim, and Roshan who are at risk now. But look at Roshan. Let's go on board with Roshan. And take a true lap for Roshan. Turn 1. Goes wide. Oh, that's not going to help him in any sort of... It's not going to pay dividends for him. Roshan now into turn 2. Throttle control, really nicely done indeed. Oh no, just barely exceeding track limits there for Roshan Robot. Either way, it's a 27.4. Decent enough first sector. Now let's see the highly technical second sector. How's he going to do it? How's he going to manage the second sector and ensure that he does not lose any time there? So calm and collected through the second sector of Roshan Robot. So here we go. Gear 3, is he back off? Yes, he's back off. Roshan has decided to back off. Trying to go for another run. Meanwhile, Sean, yes, he hit some traffic here, and one person who I believe, but he has not incurred any traffic here is Easy Turtle. Welcome, Easy Turtle, to the stream. And
Hello.
hello. So he is here in the commentary box. So right now, I believe he can take us through a lap of Roshan Robot as he crosses the start finish line to start a new lap.
Hold on. Alright, he's taking it turn one pretty well, and he's keeping it clean, and it's very important to keep the second corners nice and easy, enter it smoothly to make sure the exit is perfect, and not to take too much of the curve because it can compromise the third corners, and especially the corners he's heading right now. It can be quite difficult and tricky, and it's easy to exceed the track limit, which he didn't. And it's important not to get onto the concrete curb because it's very easy to spin. And now approaching the sausage curb, making sure the car isn't very unsettled. And he's taking the corners through pretty well, pedaling around with the throttle because if there's too much input, it can affect the whole entire sector 2 itself. And now all he has to need to do is to make sure to do well, give a good entering speed for this hairpin, not to get too much into the curb, which can unsettle the car itself. And now he has to be patient with his throttle before applying it, and bang, all the way through the start finishing line.
It's in lap time there, 1:15.991 for Roshan Robot. And I think that should bring him through into the final part of qualifying. So we do have the four Silver drivers. Ryan with a 1:17.4, that's really decent lap time, but still not enough to bring him into Q3. And I think he's going for another run. Is currently on a cooldown, I don't think. Is he going for another run? I think he has to. There's 1:06 left before he can. Yeah, I don't think it's enough time to go into the pits. There's less than a minute remaining. Jimkin is back in the pits. He's definitely out of qualifying. So Alfa Romeo will take out row 7. We'll take out row 7 on the grid for the race. Let's get Ryan. Well, if there's anything that Yellow Rack has proved is that these soft tires are more than enough to do more than a single hard lap. So Ryan should be taking cues. Yeah, he's going to take cues from it. Ryan is about to start another lap on the soft compound tires. Let's go with Ryan and let's see whether he's able to improve on his lap time. Now, target time to beat is a 1:17.3. Mangosteen is already on the hard lap, and well, if anything, let's get on board with Mangosteen first to see how these two drivers are going to compare with each other, because these are the pivotal moments on who's going to get the Q3 and who isn't. Mangosteen approaching the LS Sector 2 now has a huge improvement, 3.5 tenths improvement from his previous attempt. Checkered flag is out. Ryan also not improving the first sector. So it is Mangosteen and Ryan, the two drivers in question on who's going to make it. Namsofine is not going to make it. He's back off. Mangosteen improves into a 1:17.161, goes P8. Till now is at risk. Till is retired. 1:17.2 is the time to beat. Ryan approaching the other sector 2. Is that enough? He's invalidated it. He's not going to make it. Ryan will start P11 at best, and that's the end of qualifying. That is it. Q3 is finalized, and Ryan, what a shame there. He had a pace, but just got too greedy on the exit corners that Easy Turtle.
Yes, exactly. Especially in Hungary, it's really very important to see where's the track limits and not to exceed it, because it's very easy to just run wide and lose the whole entire lap itself.
Well, I was indeed informing the crowd here, our viewers, that it's a very technical sector 2, and that's where Ryan lost it. Just exceeding track limits towards the end of turn number 10 there. The quick left and right handers, and Ryan just got a bit too greedy there. He knew he had to make the lap, but just got over the curbs and invalidated his lap time. Meanwhile, we do have Skipper shown as a 5-place grid penalty there. Easy Tussle, if you miss it out, I believe Skipper has made a bit of contact from Techromancer, and unfortunately, that was due to internet issues, I believe, from Techromancer, because he was in the outlet, but in the garage. So give us the comments on what you think about how internet issues have resulted in such incidents and penalties given out by the game.
As you know, there's a lots of drivers from different countries around competing in JAF itself. So having a proper internet connection is really important, especially when the countries you're playing at is pretty far away from Singapore. And having a good connection can really prevent any possible like lagginess or glitchiness, or where the car starts to ghost around or float around. And this can really spook out other drivers that be might have better connections compared to you, and he can really hinder a lot of other drivers itself. And he can also hinder the person that is having the glitching effect, because they might not know what other drivers are doing and might have a 1 second delay which can cause a collision itself. So it's
Now,
very important to have a proper internet connections in order to make it fun and fair for everyone.
how far do you think that having a proper internet connection would affect the drivers, even the constructors championship here in the GF? Do you think it's going to play an important role? Do you think it's going to affect who takes the championship in the end of the season?
I think it comes into very important, especially when drivers are fighting for the top few position, especially for the podium position, where different the different points between the first and second, second to third, it's quite a big margin. So when drivers starts to fight for go wheel to wheel battle, fighting for a podium position, it can really cause a huge domino effects, where the second and third driver might cause a collision. Both of them got wiped out. Instead of scoring a full 18 to 15 points, they might end the race without a single point. And this might be beneficial to other drivers, but then again, JF is about having a very even field for everyone to compete with. So it'll be more fun when everyone is able to compete to their maximum.
So indeed, I just all these drivers are going to compete each other towards the end, and it's Q3. So drivers will now be setting their hot laps. So Easy Tussle is looking at Skipper, who is the first driver to cross the line and set a hot lap. So Easy Tussle, let's take us through this lap by Skipper.
Alright, so Skipper is approaching turn 2 nicely. It's a bit wider than I would say, but not bad the exit. And he was approaching turn 4, which is very important. It's very easy to exceed the track limit if you would go onto the power too early, and damn, he got it perfect. And make sure not to get too close to that concrete curb, because it's very easy to spin out. And the traffic got away perfectly, so it doesn't hinder his lap itself. And there he goes. This is the part where it's very easy to be throttle happy and cause the car to start oversteer a bit, and he sort of got it pretty well, but then he back off the lap. Oh, I do wonder what happened for him. Maybe it's not as perfect as he wanted.
He's invalidated those lap times.
I see.
Yeah, so he has exceeded the track limit somewhere, and that's it. He will not continue. So indeed, it's very, very technical in the second sector. Even the best driver is going to get caught out. First driver to complete the lap though, yellow rank. Assuming he doesn't run away, he does not. And he's going to set a lap time of 1:15.7. Great job there from yellow rank. Taco Mansa though has invalidated his lap time, so he has to go again. What about SS38? Third driver across, second driver across the line. It will be a 1:16.7. Now, Heejin, next driver across, 1:16.5. More drivers starting to complete the laps as a Mangosteen now. Mangosteen, oh, not quite, he's not going to, still the 13th corner. Some traffic ahead of him. Mangosteen really using an entirety of the track to try to maximize his momentum across the final sector, which he does. And now he does a 1:17.2. Goes P4 right ahead of the sky. And so far, we only have a total of 5 drivers out of 10 successfully setting times on the board. So indeed, the strictness of going out of the core. There's a Ferrari into the wall, is it? There's a 38. Yes. So it's not only the track limits, but also the barriers that are dangerous here, Easy Tussle.
Yes, exactly. So there's 2 things you need to watch out: track limits and also the wall, because it's very easy to lose the rear, and then hang on, you're gonna hit the wall right away. So drivers really has to watch out how they input the throttle, make sure it doesn't unsettle the car too much.
The driver's going safe, and yeah, he doesn't. Taco Mesa is just, we're looking at it, Taco Mesa has once again invalidated his lap time. through turn 8 this time. So the right-handers there, turns 8 and 10, I believe, these are the two dangerous corners whereby you can easily invalidate your lap time. So even the driver, season 5 champion, Takuro Mensa, has invalidated his lap time on 2 successive occasions and is now forced to pit because those soft tires have gone.
Yeah, it really shows how much pressure it can be for this track itself. Really, if in order for you to do well, you really need to be able to handle this sort of tough pressure, making sure that you hit point every single corner perfectly.
Surprise! Elyakim is now P1. While we're looking at something else now, Elyakim is on pole with a margin of 0.4 of a second with a 1:15.376. Now that's the fastest lap time we've ever seen across all 3 qualifying sessions. Now, where's Roshan Robot, I wonder? Oh, sorry, Skipper. Where's Skipper? P5. That's 1.4 seconds away from his fastest effort. So, do you think he might have used some used tires? Or do you think he was playing it safe for his first effort?
I think for now they are all playing it safe, gonna go out most probably around the 3-minute mark to make sure the last lap counts the most. While Elikim made a pretty good lap, Yellow Rag has just exited the pit to answer his time.
Indeed. So the first runs are just completed. So here's a rundown of the top 10 so far. We do have AlphaTauri's Albuquerque, stunning 1:15.3. Yellow Rag 1:15.7. Rashan 1:15.899. You have a huge gap down to Heejin with a 1:16.5. Skipper 1:16.7. As I said here, 1:16.7 as well. Teal 1:17.0. Magazine 172, Sky 172 as well. Tuckerett is yet a lap. Both Mercedes taking out row 5 so far. But interesting to note that the midfield is really packed here. From P4 of Heejin to Sky, there's only a 0.7 of a second separating between them, Easy Turtle.
I'm sure all of them still got lots more time to show, and they are just not ready to just bang it all within the first lap they are going to do. And they are trying to source out, see what other lap times the other drivers are doing before they give it their all.
Indeed, but one driver is starting to go early because we all know that traffic here can be a big issue for such a narrow circular like Hungary. So Yellow Rag is going out, and he's done a purple sector 1. The gauntlet's been thrown, but no, that counts for nothing. He's invalidated it now across turn 4. Definitely not the first time we've seen drivers invalidate their lap times, but all across different corners. So once again, the highly technical Hungary has claimed another victim who's doing fastest. You can go as quick as possible, but you lack the consistency, you lack the accuracy, that counts for nothing. So, next driver, or rather, next victim, touch wood, Sky. Currently in P9, looking forward to improve his lap time. Let's see how can he improve. Magazine's right behind him. We can be updated with his sector times. Sky improving by 1/10 of a second through sector 1. Now cross turns 4, turn 5. How about Mangosteen? Mangosteen also improving. Well, matches Sky's first sector. Remember, both of them just separated by 4/100ths of a second. So it is going to be pretty tight between these two drivers. Sky. Now, okay, wow, this thing's cut.
I would say Sky is taking it very conservatively.
I don't think so. He's already 3/10 up on his previous attempt. Or could it be just track evolution? Oh, you're right. Because the Magazine is gone even faster. 6/10 up of his previous attempt. But Sky, no. Sky's invalidated his lap time. This time in sector 3. He's crashed out. Oh, he's gone. He's gone there, Sky. Magazine, double wave yellow, so he has to slow down. So, in a way, Sky, I believe he hit the pit entry wall.
Guys, Nick, you better watch out because Takuro is here and he set the fastest lap for sector 2 itself.
Oh, it was purple, I believe. Yes, it was purple. And the yellow flag has been cleared, and that's it. Oh no, right? Oh, it's red white. It counts? Oh,
that ghost might have spooked him out.
I don't know if that lap time is going to be investigated by the stewards. We do have drivers who are in the pit lane. They'll be definitely watching these drivers who are still racing. They have the right to raise any tickets to stewards should they suspect anything running afoul. And there's obviously we do have a steward, I believe is Executor 5, former driver here, who's our current race steward. So A little shout out to him who's helping us investigate any incidents. Yes, he's definitely going to look at that incident because he ran wide, really wide there, and was also going at full speed doing the double wave yells. Wreckage was still there, I believe.
Yeah, and he might have been spooked out by the ghost of the Williams, which caused him to run a bit wide. So investigation will be ongoing for that lap itself.
So I'm pretty sure that there may be some suspicions about Takeruma's lap time. But thankfully, we do not have any more yellow flags, do we? Oh no, that's Rashan Robot going out. Quick slot out lap. But meanwhile, Heejin seems to be pushing really hard. Oh, that's a nice lap. 4 tenths faster than his previous attempt. And he's going really smoothly indeed. So let's have a look at Heejin as he rolls off the final 2 corners. Long left hand there. Let's keep it nice and tight. Don't pinch the wall too much. Plays it safe. This time, goes nice to the wall. Oh, takes a bit too much cut. That goes P5. Improvement there to a 116.027. Oh, another driver's pushing. Oh, it's yellow right once again. But I don't think he's happy with Takeru exceeding track limits and taking P2 away from him. He wants that front row start. Let's see how much he can improve there. Easy Turtle.
Yes.
Personal best, sector
Wait,
1.
oh,
Oh,
no, he did it again. He exceeded track limit at turn 4 itself.
maybe we should
He
start looking
must-
at drivers because I think the committee discussed this kind of real. But do you think
Yeah.
Yellow Right has time to go for another run? Yes. Now there's 33 seconds left on the clock. He may get another run at it if he gets on with it. Do you think he has enough time?
Yeah, he might have enough time, but don't know whether tire conditions will be good enough for him to give out his all. But I'm sure he has the answer towards Alican's time. But whether can he put in a perfect lap without exceeding a track limit is the question.
Now there's one driver who's just started his hot lap, and so far, 2 drivers. We do have Mangosteen and SS38, who, no, is it SS38? Yes, he's on the hot lap, but is not improving in his first sector. The Ferrari driver. Now, although he's just half a tenth away from his first best attempt, the track should have rubbed it in by now, and he should be able to improve. Look at that, 10, 6, 7 off. Really decent indeed. And now both Alpines are together on the circuit in sync. Do you think it may cause another incident like what happened in Q2?
It's hard to tell because especially this track, traffic is a bit
Sorry to interrupt.
problem.
SS38 just got a purple second sector. So, it is game on right now. Magazine has got a personal best second sector. But look at SS38. That's a fantastic second sector here. It's all down to the final one here. SS38 and the Ferrari. Are we going to see a stock pole here in Hungary? No, not quite. He goes P3. Just 3 1,000ths of a second away from Takeru Mansa. Mangosteen improves to P8. Great job from the Alpine team giving him the toe. But that is a sign of teamwork improving in Alpine. But Elder Kim's time, too much for anyone to prove. But still, look at the gap between P2 to P5. Less than a tenth of a second separating 4 drivers. Easy so what can you say about the competitiveness here in the JF for this race?
As you can see from the time itself, a lot of drivers are close within each other reach. So I do think that drivers such as Yellow Rag, Takeru is able to show even better times, but they just unable to set a perfect lap without exceeding track limits. So the main thing right now for all the drivers in the race itself is to not exceed track limits, because once you get penalties, times will just keep collecting and collecting, and before you know it, you might even have a 9-second penalty.
Oh, I mean, it could be more than 9 towards the race. This is a track whereby it is a short distance track, so there'll be more laps completed here in the Hungary ring. So with more laps, that means more corners you need to negotiate, more times you need to negotiate each corner, and certainly that also means more opportunities for errors. And we're going to the race already? Oh, someone just advanced, unfortunately. Oh! I'm not looking. Are you looking at this? Actually, it's getting a bit dark.
Yes. The track does look a bit gloomy for the drivers. So
Well, I don't know. The sky's getting a bit grey there as opposed to the very sunny qualifying. So, well, I don't know. Hopefully, with enough commentary to discuss about looking at drivers and causing them to go off track, let's not curse about the weather here. And I believe all drivers are pretty tired right now. And let's all luck a little bit. And I guess it's time for a quick commercial break. Easy so let's wash our hands for now. So everybody, see you in a bit, and do not go anywhere. It's time for the race later.
All right, see you guys soon.
Hello and welcome back to the post qualifying, or let's say the pre race show, for the sixth round of JF. In case you just joined us, we're here in Hungary Ring. Uh, this will commence the second half of the JF season for us. We figure we have 11 races. And right here with me is Easy Turtle. He's come back to present us the pre-race and post-qualifying show onwards. And yes, how are you doing, Easy Turtle? And how was the qualifying?
I'm doing great. So the qualifying itself has been pretty interesting with lots of drivers exceeding the track limit. So we can't really see their full potential in terms of the qualifying pace, but when it comes to racing, it's different when you have to be consistent throughout the whole entire race and not just for that one lap itself.
So indeed. So drivers, I guess Hungary is second, whereby the consistent gets rewarded, and we have learned today that it's not just about pushing for one lap and making sure that just by pushing for a single lap you're going to end up in front of grid, but you have to know that it is going to be a mixture of consistency, uh, agility, and as well as making sure that you don't fall rules and you don't get too greedy. And this occasion, it seems that it's Elder Kim to reap the best rewards out of it, and was in fact best of the whole field by 4 tenths of a second. And well, with that 4 tenths of a second, we do have a very packed midfield there with Taku Mensa, as I stated, Yellowrack and Roshan separated but less than a tenth of a second there, with 4 different teams in the mix. And as a matter of fact, the top 7 drivers are from 7 different teams here, Easy Sato. Now, what are your comments about this?
I think it's great that all teams are able to have a capable driver to fight at the front and really get bang in some good points for the team itself. Especially when it comes to constructors, it's important for each of the team to have at least one drivers making sure to gain as much point as possible, and the other drivers trying to maximize their potential and to back up the team.
Of course, we do have, but with 7 different teams in the top 7, I believe that there'll be opportunities for many drivers to reap some points as well. But of which the drivers from 8 to 10th are also from teams which are present in the top 7. So I believe these 7 teams, especially from the likes of Alpine, Red Bull, and Mercedes, these are the 3 teams we'll be looking at to score big points in the Constructors' Championship. And as we all know, that the GF, the prize for the GF, particularly rewards performance in the constructors as opposed to the drivers championship, and that especially promotes teamwork between drivers. So easy to, so I believe you're part of that as well. You remember in season 4 where we were competitors, you were in the Williams team along with Goodbye in the Williams team. So tell us about your experience whereby you had to work with him, and as a teammate, how did you actually collaborate with him to do it for the team?
I think I was very fortunate enough to work with Goodbye together, and both of us were pretty good drivers itself. And especially, recalling back to Bahrain, where I first got my first ever podium, he was the one that advised me to go for a one stop when the whole entire grid itself was going for two stop, and he was there defending the fifth place driver from coming up and taking away the podium position away from me. So I do in JF it's very important to have like teamwork such as the example I gave, because it's very important to bang in the points when it's possible, because you will never know what would happen in the next Grand Prix itself, because F1 is very uncertain, because anything could happen and crashes do happens in GA itself. Safety car can cause a big hoo-ha to the whole entire grid. So just making sure to maximize every possible potential you have per race is very, very important.
Well, of course, I mean, there's the reason why we have two different drivers in a single team, and it simulates the in Formula One in real life, whereby there are two drivers who help each other, um, and help the team, of course, in the constructors championship. And if you do recall, it is the Alpine team back in 2021, if you recall, Fernando Alonso helping his team with Esteban Ocon back in that particular year, by defending against Lewis Hamilton like a lion, and uh, ultimately helping Esteban Ocon win the whole race. So I think it's evident here today as well, where our season 6 Alpine team potentially took cues from that instance in 2021, and both of them working together to help each other propel each other into Q3, and both of them ending up in potentially good spots to score some good points here today in the race later. So in particularly the hot lap, let's bring you through the hot lap of who's that Roshan Robot on the medium compound tires. Now, both drivers end up going to medium compound tires. Here we go. This is Roshan Robot on 116.778. This was right before the incident whereby he collided with his teammate Magazine there. But still, going on the mediums in a circuit like Hungary, it's so dangerous because you never know what's going to happen, because this is a circuit with a lot of medium corners. You need that traction. But easy to look at this lap. Do you think it is, right, if you're looking at the stream, do you look at the medium compound tires? How do you think is the performance here of the medium tires?
I think he's doing it very well, keeping it within the track limits, but also trying to maximize the track itself. And he's keeping it nice and sturdy. The car isn't very unsettled, so it can really shows how well, how confident Roshan Robot is in this medium compound, which is very important, especially when it's in the race.
No, indeed. I mean, if you look at Rashawn Robot, you can tell that he is not getting the traction that he wants, especially what you can achieve out of soft compound tires. But do remember, it is Q1. Rashawn Robot has the pace, but do you think he could be keeping those softs for Q2 and Q3? And also, do you think he might be just doing this as a benchmark lap so they can help his teammates give him the tow without wasting a set of soft compound tires?
I do think that he's trying to get the feel of the car, understand the track, and making sure like it's within the limits that he can take. Know where is the limit to push and when is to back off and really be conservative with the approach. So he's more like understanding the track itself, and I'm sure he's also trying to help out his teammates.
Indeed. So, well, obviously, we're going from the medium compound tires. This is a very smart strategy from Alpine here. You do not have to waste a set of soft compound tires in order to in order to in order to actually achieve what he wants to do, which is to bring Magazine into Q2 at the perfect time. Because Magazine, understand you weren't here, but Magazine was holding the slowest time of everybody at the end of Q1. But ultimately, with that assistance, he got Magazine up into where was that? Where did Magazine finish in Q1? He finished in P11 on the medium compound tires, and we know that from the pre-qualifying show that Magazine isn't really fast in terms of racing speed, but he's still managed to achieve a very decent P11 there with a 118.144. So, well, it is good teamwork there for the Alpine team, as expected.
I do believe Mangosteen has the potential to get through Q1 himself, but having a helping hand from his teammate, it's always nice to be there, because sometimes you might not know whether certain corners you didn't have a perfect traction and might lose some time over there. But it's always nice to have a safety net, especially with your teammates' help.
Indeed, because well, I guess drivers they really want the teammate to assist them, um, and also achieve the best result for the team. Because I think with the help of Alpine, especially with this case study of Alpine, it's a sign whereby both drivers are collaborating with each other, and it shows a sign of good teamwork. And I think it bodes well, especially when we are currently at the midway mark of the season. And it bodes well for the team, knowing that they have the trust of each other, and it helps them to deploy very, very interesting team strategies against the rest of the field and help propel them upwards in the Constructors Championship as well. So I think it's a very good sign, and we really want to see the rest of the 9 teams exhibit that. But obviously, I think, well, I don't know about your opinion, but I think Alpine is one team to be if you'll be really fortunate to be on because both drivers are consistent in their attendance for this season of the GF. I mean, if you did notice, most of the time you see both Alpine drivers participating in every single race in the 6 races so far in the GF. I think attendance is one factor which is going to play in the overall constructors championship towards the end of the season.
Yep. And other than attendance itself, during off time between the two races, between each races, the Alpine drivers do tend to have lots of more communications between one and another compared to the other teams, which really shows that teammate effort where they fight together as a team, trying to help each other to improve, go for practice labs during their off times, and really help one another out. It's something that we would love to see more and more happening at JAF itself, where people bond with their teammates, and especially when things are isn't good for your teammates itself, encourage them, pull them up, and see them succeed as well. So because if they do succeed, it helps the entire team itself, and you also help yourself, especially when it comes to the obtaining as much prize money as possible.
Yeah, because I mean, overall, if you're looking from a driver's point of view, it is going to be all about the prize money. It's all about the money, money, money. But if you're looking from an overall management's point of view, I mean, everything from the stakeholders' point of view, everything from JA's, aka Jackie Ang's point of view, it is going to be well. He wants to build a community. He wants to build a community of sim racing drivers, trying to build a bond between all of us. So, in that case, we do have a rule whereby in every season, you're not allowed to choose your own team. It's the drivers to be randomized. 2 random drivers to be assigned to any random team, based on well, if you think about it, a wheel spinner. A wheel spinner whereby is you're gonna get assigned a random teammate, and it's all up to you for you to form that bond between you and your team as a driver for the rest of the season to score that prize money, and which will be split amongst the both of you. So I think it's going to be. I think it's a very good. It's a very smart strategy employed by the management of the GF itself, because it enables drivers to get exposure to know more people. It is a form of icebreaker, and well, it expands your connections there, easy to so.
Yeah, and it can also be beneficial, especially in the real world itself, because having a new teammate, you have to learn really how to like talk to your new teammate, how to bond with your new teammate itself, and all this knowledge you gain and experience you gain from trying to uh, approach a new person that you have never met. Can really apply in real world, especially when you meet someone in your school, in your workplace, or anywhere in life itself. So that sim racing doesn't have to be all about online world. It can also be applied on the real world itself.
We obviously with the world becoming more and more globalized, well, we do have when we were young, especially in our generation, we do have our parents telling us, "Hey, I mean, you shouldn't meet anyone online." But I guess what the aim of the GF does is actually to to breach that sort of stigma which the previous generation have in us. But now with the current what do you call it, Gen Z millennials kind of mindset, you can form connections from anywhere from what it is from in real life, as I said, from your school, from workplace, well, even online through a championship whereby you maybe once rivals in the previous season, you and you're now teammates. Now, putting one example, we have Simpo as well as B Sim. Formerly, they were in different teams less than season 5. Now they are, well, obviously BC is now in a firm as a reserve driver, but they can still form the connection, even though they're in opposing teams. So, well, it's not all about competition, but even if you're in opposing teams, you may still try to spur each other to do better in sim racing. It's going to be a very encouraging environment overall in the GF Championship, and I believe that's what set us apart from other different championships is that we strive to form a community amongst the 20 drivers that participate in the races every single time, every 2 weeks. So I think that just what makes us as that's what makes us proud as one GF, and I think that's what keeps us coming back for every season thereafter, isn't it? Easy Tuzzle.
Yep, and it's always easy to make friends when all of us have a common interest in the same particular topic. And when it comes to JF itself, it's F1. So it's always easy for all of us to find everyone with the same common interest, support the team that we love, have a bit of fun banter between each team, saying who is who, which one is better. But the most important thing is to always make friends, have fun, and enjoy every single moment.
Indeed, and we're always welcoming new members to join our community as well. So, Dan1, welcome to the stream. I know you're trying to find our Discord server, and I believe one of our management members, hi, Clement Tutel. Sorry, Clement Tutel. Welcome to the stream. Not to Clement Tutel, but yeah, welcome Dan1 to the stream. Well, Clement Tutel, thank you very much for helping our new member to locate our Discord channel. So once again, if you're curious to find out more about the GF, you may find out our no, I didn't say Club Tuto, but yeah, whatever. So you may find our socials back in the scroll down to find our social media channels. We have our Instagram channel and our Discord link under our social media section inside our Twitch. So for more information, do join our Discord or follow our Instagram for more updates regarding the JF. So as we're talking, we do have our drivers rating up, and drivers just about to get ready for the 6th round of the GF in Hungary. So, ET Soto, what are our predictions for top
This
three?
this gonna be hard because a lot of them are capable, but it's all about consistency. And I kind of want to say Yellow Rag will be my top choice, but he does show a bit lack of consistency in terms of uh track limits. So I will still say Alakim will be the first, maybe Takro followed by Yellow Rag.
Oh, um, very interesting prediction from there. Uh, given Hungary is a very difficult circuit to overtake, um, I believe the overall dynamics of the GF would not overcome the uh, characteristics of the track. I'll still be more conservative in predictions. First place for me would stick with one of the members of the top three. I'll still stick with a sorry. I'll still stick with Sacramento to win the race. Back in. Elliot Kim in second, and Roshan Robot in third. So let's see who has the more accurate prediction towards the end of the race. Whereby all drivers are ready except for Yellow Rack and Elliot Kim. Are they back? Are they back? About 15 more seconds before the start of the race.
Oh, Alakim
Um,
is the only one. Hopefully, another one is
Magazine.
Magazine. Yes. Hopefully, all of them are back and they're just chilling in their driver's
Yeah.
seat.
So 35 laps of racing Hungary. Um, hopefully the weather's cleared up. I don't think I see any spots outside our commentary box. Well, it is
It
sunny.
looks
It's bright
perfectly
and sunny.
dry.
Looks good. Good time to race. All drivers will be on the dry tires. No
It
need to
makes
worry about any sort of shenanigans.
it
But
makes life
yes,
a lot easier for the drivers itself because lesser thing to be more concerned about.
indeed. So drivers just finalizing the setup changes. Remember, no pop firme rules apply in the GF. So drivers are free to change the setup from a qualifying setup to a race setup. So as they wish. So looking at the garages, and I'm just looking at the Science F1 Paddock Club. I really do wish to be spectating in one in real life. Obviously, I don't have to. I do not have the finances to. Do you?
Yeah, the ticket itself can be someone's 1 month pay, and I don't think it's very wise to spend that much for just the 3 days. But I do agree that the experience itself at the F1 Paddock Club will be so insane, especially when you're a F1 fan.
Of course. I mean, well, you get a full view of the starting line. There you go. You get a full bird's eye view of
Alright,
this view of
drivers are
cars going
getting
out.
ready.
But obviously, you don't get a view of cars ghosting each other around in real life. I mean, the ghosting thing is just something applicable to the game itself. If it will be something wrong if you see cars ghosting in real life. And yes, back to the racing action. Lap 0 out of 25 because it is a formation lap. We do have Techromancer desperately trying to warm his tires up. Speaking of tires, look at the tire setups for each driver here. So we do have a mixture of drivers that's going to be a mixture of softs, but obviously the best strategy will be still to start on the softs according to the predicted race strategies. I don't know. What do you think is a better tire to be on? Is it mediums or the softs?
It's hard to say. We really have to depend whether is there an early safety car, because over at this track it's very easy to get a safety car when drivers are fighting one another, and track isn't that wide, to be honest, because of the lots of turns, especially in sector 2 itself. But I do agree having the soft itself for the start would be very beneficial. So seeing how Alekim, Tacro really defend their position from SS38, Yellow Rag, it's very important. And the driver you support, Roshan Robot, it's on mediums. So I do hope he perform well. And yeah, let's see how he do perform throughout the race.
I do realize all three of my drivers supporting all starting on the medium compound tires, and definitely I've been praying for some very stock defense for all these three drivers. Interestingly, we have Gangster Hamster and P15 starting on the hard compound tires. So that's a very interesting strategy to start the hards here, considering the fast flowing corners here. Now, unless he's predicting a very early safety car or some dramas happen further up the field to occur. Is it the case? We're still going to find out because the drivers are just about to land on the grid. And we have Chimkin. Chimkin, was in B-Sim, landing his car up in a very awkward position, but the lights are going out now, and we are racing here in Hungary. Now, how's it going to look like from the front? Oh, a bad start. I went for Chimkin. You're right, Easy Tuzzle. The soft tires have got easy to warm up compared to the mediums. Look at SS38 trying to go round the outside of Albuquerque already. Look at this. And a gaggle of cars. We have Yellow Sector SGTL has spun out of turn 1, and Red Bull is relegated all the way down. Gangster Hamster though in hot tires. Well, I guess I was wrong. With the tire come. So Gangster Hamster spun and he's into a wall. He's lost his front wing, and that entire strategy of going onto the top compound tires is completely ruined. He's made contact with Ryan, and both drivers sent into the wall and losing his front wing. And thankfully, both drivers are still in the race.
Right now, SS38 is right behind Alekim on this virtual safety car, because so Alekim really has to respond well once the virtual safety car ends. If not, SS38 is gonna get a jump on him because he has more grip and he has more heat inside the tire itself compared to Alekim right now.
Of course, that's why people want to start the soft compound tires, but still, you got to feel for Gangster Hamster that he made his way out 3 places to P12, only to tangle with Ryan, and as a result, he just beats him. What was there? Debris coming out, more collisions happening around the grid, and the two, apparently his teammates, yes, he's lost his front wing. B-Sim's lost his front wing, and has got a 5-second time penalty. Now, can you serve that penalty under the VSC? That's the bigger question for B-Sim. Let's go on board with him. Ryan QWX also suffering a front wing damage, so the incident between Ryan and Gangster Hamster, I'm pretty certain, is gone. No, Gangster Hamster again! Double whammy for these drivers. It's got a 5-second penalty for spinning the pit lane, and let's not forget, you cannot serve your 5-second time penalty doing the
Oh.
same start. And was
The race has started.
it started, but our attention, Tyson driving on the pit lane. Ryan goes onto the hot compound tires. So now that is a good strategy for the Williams driver. Now, but Gang Samsa and B-Sim both forced to go in the medium compound tires, especially Gang Samsa. You got to feel for him that he had a great strategy. He had good pace. We got 3 places at the start. But now, because of the tangle with Ryan QWX, he's relegated down all the way down the order, and he's 26 seconds behind the pack. Well, so Izzy Sosa, what are your thoughts about this for Gang Samson, Izzy and Ryan?
I think right now all they have to do is to keep their head down, just make sure they keep within the track limit and hope the other drivers do make mistakes. And as we speak,
Which they are. If there's a hash somewhere. There's Gang Samson again. I think there's a VSC again. The war drama. Did Gang Samson lose another front wing? Did he? Let's look at him. He has lost a front wing again. Didn't he just pit? So don't get me wrong, I feel like slapping myself right now, but it feels like he's just pit after losing his front wing on the first lap. Lap 2, came out of pits, lost another front wing, and caused another VSC.
I think it's getting worse for him throughout the whole entire race, especially right now he has to serve another 5-second penalties, I think.
Oh, I don't think he can. Oh, yes, serve it. Yeah, this lap. Yes.
Yeah, and things aren't looking great, and the race has resumed, and SS38 is right behind Kim itself, and especially throughout this whole entire sector 2, it will be very beneficial for SS38 to have the soft tires to get close within striking distance of Kim.
Taco Mensa is fallen victim. I think he spawned somewhere. Taco Mensa is down the order. Our Season 5 champion is our next victim of the Hungarian circuit, and yes, his wing is still intact, but he's all the way down in P12. Both Mercedes out of the points right now, and what we can see right here is that those on the medium and the soft compound. Oh, he's going around the outside of his teammate. Is that team orders there? No team orders there. Down around the outside. Taco Mensa. Oh, his teammate, that's a spectacular overtake, but still, so you gotta admit, it had to be done.
Oh, and right now SS38 is mounting an attack on Kim itself.
More fights happening here. Now, soft compound versus medium compound tires. He's down the inside. Sinpo with the fastest lap of the race. Sinpo with the fastest lap of the race. And if you think about, oh no, they're going side by side there, the first 2. Oh my goodness. But as I said, it has it covered. Now, Izzy says, we have to admit something. And that something is, that's not what I admit, but Yellow Rack has a 3-second time penalty. But yes, you gotta admit, those on the soft compound tires have better pace as opposed to those medium and hard compound tires. Those on hard compound especially are nowhere.
Oh, as you can see, Kim almost lose it right over there in turn 4. So I think for the medium runners, they are really struggling to find
Look at that, running wide, he's got above track limits and he has to be careful not to do it too often. Because you see, Yellow Rack is just 3 tenths behind. The gap between SS38 and Kim is now almost a second there. Now, the DRS is now unable. He has to watch out there, Kim, not to lose DRS beyond the protection point. He has lost it. He has lost DRS over SS38. And Yellow Rack's all the back of Kim there. He sees also.
And I think Kim is very vulnerable right now, especially when
there's no way he can defend
Yellow
that.
Rack is the DRS.
Down inside. There's always defending, just defending. He tried it. And one more chance he gets. Solch defense by Kim. Oh, there was contact, isn't he? There's contact. I saw Yellow Rack just on the curb, and now Roshan is going to take advantage. Oh, he pushes Roshan wide there, Yellow Rack. Blue flags now. And I believe that is Gangster Hamster. And oh, there's a spinner, is it? There's a spinner, I see a yellow flag there. There's Gangster Hamster again. Oh no, he's been lapped already. And he spun again. Gangster Hamster is out of the running now at lap 5 out of 35 there, easy to do.
Yes, and I do find it a bit sad for the Haas driver itself, but right now the only plus point is that his teammate Heejin is doing quite well at P6.
Of course, PG Jin as well, who's on the soft compound tire. So he is lucky that he's on the correct tire. As opposed to this on the medium. Look at that. Roshan though. Oh no, Roshan on the medium compound tires. Is rolled right behind Yellow Right. He's actually pressuring Yellow Right to make a defense. Yellow Right has to get past Elderkin in order to prevent getting passed by Roshan. If she does, Elderkin going on the defensive, and he does defend against Yellow Right. But look at Roshan Robot almost pushing Yellow Right into the rear of Elderkin. The three drivers, well, nose to tail, just half a second separating these three drivers. And now who is joining the party? It's Skipper. A four-way fight for second place is happening here as they now approach turn 4. Are we going to see any dives? No dives here. Everyone's well behaved here. But now look at Elderkin just holding this whole pack of cars up. And you got to think, is Elderkin going to make a dive on here? No. But still, every driver across Sector 2 knows that the real overtaking spot is down the main straight, as we see another yellow flag caused by Gang Samson, as well turn 4 again. Gang Samson just, oh no, just not having a good time right here.
Yeah, but amongst from P2 all the way to P5, I do think that Roshan Robot has the upper hand in terms of ERS left, because Yellow Rag doesn't have much left, and Skipper has sort of 20%. That's the,
what happened?
Oh, do wonder what happened to Anakin. Anakin got back away.
Let's tangled again. They're tangled again. And now, Gang Samson decided to retire, and now he's just gonna join the party. Where did Gang Samson retire though? It's on the track. It's on the track. Will that be a safety car? Did Gang Samson retire? Only to himself retiring? Or yes, he started to call it a day. Himself, and there's a crash! Now there's a crash from his Skipper. B-Sim is also retired now, and now there's a proper safety car. Two different incidents have occurred at the same time. And B-Sim got terminal damage, is it? Yes, it's terminal damage from B-Sim, off the curb, into the corner, and that is it. A full safety car. Sky's got a drive-through penalty. Oh, and wow. Easy Tussle, I take back my words what I've said before the race. The dynamics of the JF, whatever that can happen, yes, who cares about the characteristics of the circuit? The dynamics of the JF is that, yes, anything can happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen next instant. And we have a new race leader here, SS38, Roshan Robot in second place. Pole sitter Elderkin is down into 5th place and over 10 seconds away from the leader here, Easy Tussle.
Yeah, and things in terms of strategy, it does some sort of benefit SS38, because he right now can make a pit stop.
Is it pitting?
Oh,
Commentators curse. You did it. He's pitting.
But I do think Roshan Robot do
pitting.
need to.
Everyone's pitting. Is anyone trying to hold track position? There is. Tackle Mensa, was he? Yes, push. I think Skipper was thinking, no, come on, push me, push. And he does. Because he wants to save us. He wants him to get ahead of the pack. And yes, we have a new race leader for now. It is Tackle Mensa on 7-lap medium compound tires. The question now is, well, what do you think is the tire degradation here in Hungary? Do you think these 7-lap medium tires can hold up those fresh hot runners behind them?
I do think it's gonna be hard, especially when, for Skipper himself, he did spun, and most probably his rear might have suffered a bit more awareness compared to his front tires, and especially if you do have a pretty worn out rear, you're gonna suffer from traction, and traction is super important, especially in Sector 2 itself, and especially when it comes to exiting the corner and approaching the start-finish straight.
Indeed, I mean, on average, you lose, especially with a circuit like Hungary, with there's so many medium and high speed corners. You tend to burn more of those tires across every corner like this, like what we're going at turn 8 and turn, what is it? We're getting into turn 10 pretty soon. There are some corners whereby you burn a lot of your tires, especially medium tires. They're not as durable as hard tires. Yes, they may be faster, but they're going to lose out in the long run. And I believe most of these drivers are taking the rationale of trying to as much as possible under the safety car, because the safety car bunches the field up and makes sure that they are able to do something right now. Look at that, that's Technomancer. I'll be surprised they're not trying to warm up those tires, especially those on the fresh hard tires, because you really need to get those tires under temperature. We know Technomancer and Skipper, they have already run 7 laps on those tires, so those tires should be warm enough. But those are the fresh hard tires. But if cold tires start moving around really soon, and I'm pretty sure that Technomancer and Skipper must be hoping for those behind to have cold tires, such that they can't catch them up and they can build a gap and work together with each other to actually pull away from the field when a safety car goes into the pit lane.
Yeah, so right now it's very important for the drivers to keep the temperatures within the tire itself, especially for the hard runners. And honestly, the hard tires is pretty hard to drive around, especially in this Budapest circuit. So I do hope SS38 can keep it within the track and really not lose too much pace to Tekro and Skipper. But on the other hand, Tekro and Skipper is running on old medium tires, so they might not be running away as easy as we think it's gonna be.
No, that's provided if they, well, but it's going to be either way or the other. The reason why we're here is that we're commentators, we're not technical directors, we're not race engineers. We're only here to see what's the case, what's the status quo, and give you guys an entertainment. Give you guys the entertainment of what's going on behind the scenes of the JAF and what's the race action on track at this moment in time. And what we do know now is that the safety car will be ending this lap. The whole field is bunched up, and the safety car will be coming in right now. And over to you, Tezo, to see how this is going to pan out for the safety car result.
Alright, right now I'm following Skipper's cam, looking at how Tekro's trying to back up the whole entire group itself, trying to find the perfect moment before unleashing all his speed, all his ERS. And the safety car just entered the pit. I'm not too sure whether has it crossed the line. Tekro is busy waving around and through the hairpin, and there he goes. And I do hope, and he's creating quite a distance away from Skipper itself, but SS38 kind of got jumped by Tekro and Skipper, so I don't think he had enough. Oh! SS38 got bumped away by Roshan Robot, and then again, Yellow Rack is right behind, and SS38 dropped all the way to P5. We didn't have such a good start for our lead driver that was leading the whole entire race up till now.
I think Technomancer and Skipper did a very good job jumping the field. The gap between Skipper and Roshan Robot now 1.2 seconds. Obviously, that was owing to the fighting that they were doing over SS38. And I'm pretty sure Technomancer and Skipper will be now working together as a team to try to pull away from the field. But now the problem is, Roshan Robot with fresh new mediums is right behind him. The gap now down to 6 cents. And Roshan, as we all know, our current championship leader, has all the pace there, and that's only one reason that he's 20 points ahead of the rest of the field in the Drivers' Championship. He has that pace, he has the Verstappen spirit, and now he's going to unleash it on our top two. Now, Roshan Robot, oh, he's hungry. He's really hungry for the win here. Petrie is definitely not going to do for him. He's over the back of Skipper. First victim now. It is going to be Skipper. Does it need DRS? I don't think so. Look at the drive he has over Skipper and now. 10 lap Otas, or straight up Otas. Skipper is desperate to get over Technomancer. He knows he has to do it. But the more they keep fighting, the more Roshan and the rest of the field is going to get into it. There it is. Skipper's P1 for the time being. But look at Roshan Robot down the inside of Technomancer into turn 2. And this is what happens if you keep fighting. Instead of working together as a team, the whole plan of working together now is gone. Roshan Robot is up to P2. And now the next victim is Skipper here. Roshan Robot now pulling away from Technomancer already. And it's going to line him up for the overtake on lap 12 as across the start finish straight. The gap now between Roshan, Yellow Rank's got him as well. So look, I guess there's more drama than SG Till into the wall, out of turn 4. He must have tagged with someone there. But now, looking at the front once more, Roshan Robot and Skipper. This must be a signal to inform that the medium compound tires are wearing off after 10 laps already. It is a high-deck circuit here, Easy Turtle.
And I do think that Skipper is doing well, keeping it clean and trying to do as much possible with the 10 lap old tires. And it's not easy for him to keep Roshan Robot behind, but
And
he's,
still set the fastest lap.
and yeah, but he's doing well. So it's hard to tell, especially for the medium runners. Sooner or later, the hard tire runners are going to get the jump on them, and that's
Because-
when another battle starts.
The battle's already begun behind because Taco Mansa and Heejin are really onto it now. And Taco Mansa was once leading the race, is now down to P5. And now, those behind him are really starting to swallow our former champion there, our Season 5 champion, Heejin and Elga Kim. Now all over the back of Taco Mansa want to get past him. Somehow Skipper still leading Roshan Robot, albeit not by much, 4/10 of a second. I'm pretty sure Roshan Robot, once DRS is enabled this lap, he would really have a good helping of DRS to get past Skipper there. Yellow right, however, but I don't think the hot tires are looking well for him as more time. The gap between the front two and yellow right now up to 2.5 seconds. So this is going to be a direct fight here, head-to-head between Skipper and Roshan. And I think this one should be pretty easy for Roshan, because we're going to have DRS enabled at the end of this lap. Good traction away from both drivers in front. Oh, look, yes, there's DRS, but is he going to get past? Oh, is he going to make a dive? No, not quite. So, Skipper, I believe, having a very good defense there. Check has got past by Heejin involved into the start finish straight. And look at that. He's going around the outside. He's going, oh, make contact. Make contact the front two. Look at that, Skipper. Not willing to give up a place to Roshan's yet. And they go side by side into turn 4. Oh, 2 doesn't get into 1 day. It's not coming off a second spot. Skipper stays ahead for the time being. So,
And yeah, in the meantime, Yellow Rack is keeping in taps with the front two drivers. He might not be close to them, but he's keeping within a striking distance once the front two tires starts to worn off. So I do think that another battle will start to brew when it comes to Skipper competing for another set of tires. Not sure whether it's gonna be soft or mediums, but definitely not the hards.
I think another battle is going to start if Roshan doesn't get past Skipper, because now the gap between Yellow Rack and Skipper's already holding him up. The gap now between Roshan and Yellow Rack is down to 1.5 seconds, 1.3 seconds now. So I believe Skipper, I guess Roshan will really want to get past Skipper in this instance, which he does comfortably. Well, Skipper's not willing to give it up. Oh, this is going side by side. This is going side by side. But Roshan now forces him wide, and job finally done for Roshan Robot. Back in the lead, 25 points, all his for now.
And props to Skipper himself, fighting so well against Roshan Robot that has 7 laps younger tires compared to himself. And being able to fight wheel to wheel, it's really impressive.
Still, the gap's not spending out by much. Skipper's been keeping good taps on him.
And yes,
6/10, but now Yellow Rack joining in the party. So Roshan Robot really loved to get away to gap beyond 1 second by the time they reach 13. So that Skipper will not have it happen with DRS, because now Roshan Robot, getting past Skipper, I believe, with all the aggression, he's used up a lot of his tires to try to in their offense. Now he has to play defense, but unfortunately, I don't think... Has he? No, he has not. The gap was 0.98 of a second, so Skipper will have another helping of DRS. So he has to do it all again there, and he's praying for Yellow Rack to quickly get past him so that he doesn't need to defend. Look at that. Skipper closing the gap down to 0.4 seconds. So it's all to do it again, Roshan. And let's not forget, there are 2 successive DRS zones right here. So Skipper now down to 0.4 of a second between himself and Roshan Robot. So Roshan, wonder how much of energy he has exhausted through the past few laps by fighting a Skipper.
yep, and Roshan Robot and Skipper both have the same amount of ERS, so another battle start to brew. And I do wonder when will Skipper pit for the next set of tires. And Yellow Rag is within striking distance of Skipper himself. So will Yellow Rag be able to mount an attack, especially at the long straight?
Skipper must have lost some traction there because the sweeping left and right corners. Those 14 level medium tires is obviously starting to wear off now, and that's going to cause Skipper some problems. I don't think he can put up such a staunch defense against Yellow Rag as they come across the line again. Look at that, he's jumping across the curve across the top of the straight. He's weaving a little. He does not have DRS, but can he? Or can he? He can, for now, I guess. Takamasa has given up already. He's decided to pit. Make do away for those 15 lap old medium compound tires, going to the new set of hearts. Skipper going to try the overcut, and he might just work because this is a 2-stop race, and by going long on the mediums, he might just make it a 1-stop. And if he's able to defend so well, this could turn out in his favor towards the end of the race there, Easy Turtle.
Yup, and he's really doing a superb job at trying to hold on within tabs between the first and the driver be right behind him. And I do think Yellow Rag is sort of suffering a bit with grid because I do see him losing a bit of his rear at some points, especially just now as he approached this straight.
I think it is a dirty air from Skipper himself. He's following really closely this Yellow Rag to Skipper, so I think it's a dirty air, especially the very sweeping sector 2, which is not going to help there. The dirty air from Skipper's car.
Meanwhile,
he does have dirty air.
Yeah, meanwhile, SS38 isn't making much progress towards the top 3 positions. And I do think that he's a bit frustrated when he was leading the race most of the time before the safety car, and now he's can't even fight for the 3rd position.
Yellow Rag spun! Skipper and Yellow Rag tangle with each other. Both drivers have spun, and all that argy-bargy that's happened, and now both drivers have spun each other out in turn 2. What I saw was Yellow Rag trying to dive down the inside of Skipper in the turn 2, and both drivers tangled and both drivers spun out. We have a new podium status right now of SS38 Heejin, and Roshan Robot is definitely laughing to himself about what has transpired there, Easy Sizzle.
Yeah,
What do you see there? Oh my goodness.
I was just saying SS38 is struggling to fight for the
Oh,
top
he's
3,
in
and now he's 2nd.
Is it now? I mean, well, what did we say there? I mean, Hungary second, we did highlight over the pre-race show that you need to stay out of trouble, which Audi Kim didn't, because he's picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So, do you think that staying out of trouble is pivotal to actually helping you win the race here?
Yep, it's very crucial. It doesn't mean you're fast. Even if you're fast, if you do have like an 8-second penalty, it's gonna be such a huge problem. Oh, Yellow Rag, come on! You got a red spare.
Come on, dude. Yellow, I'm pretty sure Audi Kim must be. He's angry. Look at that. Look at that. He wants to get back at him, but he's spun. He's spun. He's spun. And look at that. Emotions getting the better of you, and you shouldn't let your emotions get. Oh, there's an unsafe rejoin as well. The stewards will be looking at that. The pole sitter Audi Kim. They just let the emotions get the better of him, and I'm pretty sure he. Oh no, he. Oh, what do you make of that, Easy Stuff? So I believe he lets the emotions get the better of him. Oh, he's won again. He's won again. Oh no, 2 spins in half a lap, and oh.
It's very hard, especially after you spin. It's very easy for your tires to heat up, and it's very hard to cool down your tires.
Indeed,
But
yeah.
but I do feel that Yellow Rag, it wasn't very respectful of him to bang Alec Kim at the start before the start finish straight.
Yeah, he was trying to make it overtake. I understand. He was a bit of an unsafe rejoin by Alec Kim, but there's no reason for Yellow Rag to swerve to the left when he knowingly know that there's a driving to the left, and I'm pretty sure our stewards will be taking a close look at that. I'm pretty sure the tickets are already open up. Elric must be writing a report right now. And he does open a report. No, that's Gek Samson who just opened a ticket at the start of the race. But now I'm pretty sure there'll be a couple of very angry drivers currently. But I think Gek Samson as well as Elric. What I don't know. Do you think Elric should have kept his emotions in check and just open the ticket towards the end of the race instead of taking matters in his own hands and spinning twice?
Yeah, but I think he should have calmed his nerve down, especially because there's still lots of lap for him to fight back the position. But right now, I do wonder, the previous accident between Skipper and another driver, was it with Yellow Rack?
Which incident?
The one where
Yellow right, yes.
Yeah.
Yellow right, both of them going, well, I believe Skipper closed the door on Yellow right. We can't see it on my camera because we can only test spot view and not zoom into the corner. I mean, from my point of view, it looked like a very smooth overtake. So it was a nice move from Yellow right, but turns out I think the door kind of shut and both drivers got set spinning. And now we have, well, both of the races compromised. Now Yellow right is, well, 8 seconds behind the leader, and that was so unnecessary, to be fair.
Yeah, but I do hope Yellow Rack keep the rest of his race very nice and clean, because it's not nice to see this type of thing happening. Sometimes it might not be your fault, but yeah, try not to be too involved in this type of events, because it's not good for your reputations.
We did mention that the aim of the JF was to build a positive community here, and I don't think there's such incidents which by Yellow right now is going to be positive for the community. And Yellow right already getting involved in 2 incidents in the past 5-10 minutes, and I don't think he's going to be a very well-liked person at the end of this race, regardless whether he finishes to the podium or not. This is not what you want to achieve out of this season.
Yeah, and I do know Yellow Rack is a very fast driver. I'm sure he has the speed to do perfect overtakes and all. But sometimes the bad stuff tends to haunt you even more, despite being able to achieve like 1,000 stuff. So let's hope the rest of his race will be clean.
Indeed. So first test, but it's going to be clean. Will be assessed on his current overtake, his current assessment on Heejin place. Is he going to get past Heejin smoothly, cleanly? Down the inside he goes. Oh, that was late. That was nice. Adium late contact because
but that was not
quite.
so bad.
Yeah. Now he's going to make it around the outside. Oh, this is a nice move around the outside. He's trying to clear him. Nope. Is it cleared? It's cleared. Now he's the inside line. It's cleared. But now Heejin has better traction. Oh, I don't think Heejin is going to make a dive down into turn 4. He knows it's not necessary. The Yellow Rack is now up to third place.
Meanwhile, I just realized Skipper hasn't hit yet. He's on the 20 laps old medium tires.
Oh, Jim has got his first penalty, 3 seconds. But yes, Skipper on 20 lap old medium. Is he going to try a medium to soft? Oh, this is going to be interesting there. So, yes, we do understand that a few drivers, but can we look at the detail on number of stops made? Is there a detail for that? Yes, we have a detail for number of stops. We do have a few drivers already making 2 stops. We have Ryan with 2 stops. We have Scott, we have Nimes with 2 stops. Till with 2 stops. Sky was just on a treat for the second time penalty. We're already making 3 stops. Well, the Skipper, a dash beside his name, he has no stops made. And as a matter of fact, his fastest lap in the race was a 193, only less than a 10 slower away from Taco Mete, who is currently holding the fastest lap. So that goes to show that Skipper may have the pace still inside him. He may make a final pit stop, try to do an overcut, do a 1 stop, and despite that incident he had at Yellow Rack, he may still be in the running. Do not cut it up here, Easy Turtle.
Yeah, and I'm very... Right now, Skipper himself is sort of giving the vibes of Sergio Perez, being able to hold on, being able to, on the tires that are so old but yet still performing so well. not not showing any signs of grip loss. It's incredible, to be honest.
No, if you remember, since we're on the topic of oh, we have a battle here. Takamatsu and Ryan, you establish on the turn. Oh, look at that! They almost come together. But as driver, we all know these two, Takamatsu and Ryan, are seasoned GF drivers. They know each other respect, and Takamatsu safely made a move away from Ryan and Chimkin had to get coming together. Well, much to our match remember Clement Turtle's sort of bewilderment. Simple, how is Simple still in P9? The answer is because he's now in P8. He's out of P8 now, Simple. 14 level hard tires, starting from the back of the field, is up to 8th place, ladies and gentlemen. Our most seasoned GF driver is now up in the top 10. So the top 8, as a matter of fact. Oh,
Yeah,
Easy Turtle. You can't help but feel proud of him.
Yeah, exactly. And throughout this whole entire race, we didn't really mention Simple's name, and I guess he's been keeping it clean. There's no reason for us to mention his name.
Oh, come
So-
on, Easy Turtle. So that was negative. You said it as if that mentioning drivers' names meaning to refer to them making a mistake,
but I
becoming
mean- I
come
mean,
on, let's say
I
something
mean-
positive.
No, I mean it's not mentioning his name means he has been keeping it low key, which is good thing because Hungary is all about consistency. Because as long as you don't exceed the track limits, you just keep away from any accidents or any accidents happening in front of you or behind you. You're safe, and before you know it, you might be even fighting for the top 5.
Meanwhile, I'll tell you who's not safe. The answer is Yellow, right? Because he's under pressure from Heejin, as Roshan just pitted for a new set of soft tires. He'll be running it to the end of the race, I believe. Skipper, will he be pitting? Will he be taking that cue? He is finally pitting here, ladies and gentlemen. From 10th place, 22 lap old medium compound tires. Look at the state of that medium tires here, Easy Turtle. Graining everywhere, and he's finally come to the pit for the one stop here.
Yep, and it's time for him to show what pace he can unleash with the soft tires. Maybe he's gonna do like a bang on 11 to 10 laps of qualifying pace, and that would be very nice to watch for us as the spectators.
Well, obviously he's down to P12 out of the points here. We're at the tail end of the field, but keep an eye out on space, as what Easy Turtle has mentioned. 11 laps to go. Along with Roshan Robot, I believe Roshan definitely should be able to take this one easily away from the rest once the first three are pitted. Unless, do you think the first three drivers can do 27 laps on the hard tires?
I mean, it's possible. Hard tires are meant to last forever.
Oh, Yellow
But
cut.
it's
He's
but
coming
it's
in.
gonna be very hard. Oh, and he's going for the soft. Maybe try to see whether change of strategy would help him to keep his podium positions.
I think he's trying to defend. I think he's trying to defend against those who have pitted for the softs. I think well, drivers like Roshan Robot and Skipper have actually forced them into a new strategy here instead of taking those hard tires in the end. But if there's one driver who's able definitely to keep those hard tires to the end, that would be Takamansa running in 4th place. So keep an eye out for Takamansa. He's only on 9-lap old hard tires as opposed to the 17-lap old hard tires running by SSTD and Heejin right up in front. The strategy game here is really, well, it is an interesting one here. We have no idea if you're in the top 2, whether to pin or not. And Easy Turtle, you were a former driver in the past season. What would be your advice?
I think for advice for SS38 is just stay out on track, because if you pit, you're definitely gonna be behind Roshan Robot. But if you don't pit, you're gonna be ahead of him, and track position does help, especially in this track when it comes to sector 2.
So let's have an example of the soft tires here. Look at that. Simple struggling on hard tires, and Mangosteen over 10-11 has got past him. He doesn't even need a soft tire. And Simple on 17-level hard tires. Oh, do you see the twiggle? Simple just twitched the car a little bit on those 17-level hard tires. So definitely, my answer now is I don't think the first two will be able to sustain that. They'll need to come in pits. And that's evident now. The gap between Heejin and Roshan Robot now down to 2.6 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.4 seconds. This is something which is going to keep our eyes out now. Now, I think SSD and Heejin will really need to come in now. And Skipper, that's a 1:16.3. Now that's even faster than his qualifying lap time here, Easy Sezo.
Yeah, but I still would advise SS38 and Heejin to stay out because, I mean, even if you pit, yeah, there's not much of a gamble. So why not just gamble and see where you end off? At most, just have Roshan Robot overtake you and go for P2 and P3.
I don't think so. This Yellow Rank and Tacker. Yellow Rank is, well, the gap between Yellow Rank and Tacker is now down to 5 seconds. And look at that. We were talking about Roshan's over the back of Heejin now. Heejin decided to give it up. Heejin says, I have enough fighting. Game over. I'm coming to the pits. They have to play conservative now. All eyes now to the gap between SS38 and Roshan Robot. Now, if you're SS38, probably the answer is yes, I may want to stay out. But look at the gap between Roshan and SS38 now. 5. Well, when we're talking about this topic, the gap was 6.4 seconds. The gap is now 5.5 seconds. 5.4 now. I don't think those hot tires are going to last there, Easy Turtle.
It depends whether do you want to be conservative and just be happy with P2 or actually have a bit of a fighting chance for P1. He might be at he might have a bit of a downside for him with a 19-year-old tire compared to a 3 laps old tire, but at least he's able to put up a fight. Because if he does pit, Roshan Robot will be just far way ahead, and he doesn't even have a chance to put up a battle.
I think if you are going to be SSD and he's going to listen to your strategy, I think what he needs to do now is just keep out of the track limits. He just needs to keep it clean and just make sure he doesn't pick up any more penalties, because ultimately, if the race stays as it is, the race may be ultimately decided on penalties. It's going to be based on whether he can keep it on track and not fall out of any rules instead of so. But of course, if you're going to stay on worn tires and try to keep on track while maintaining a reasonable enough pace to defend against your rivals, it is going to be a tall order here, Easy Tuzzle.
Yeah, but I mean, just now we saw Skipper doing such a good job at defending his position with a different compound.
Oh, Yellow Rank
trying
to do it again? Oh, he missed. Is it clean? It is clean this time, yes. I'm sorry. I just had a little bit of a deja vu of the incident between Yellow Rank and Skipper at the same corner as he make a pass on Temperamency.
Yeah, it's nice, but he does have I wonder how many penalties we have. He does have a 3-second penalties under his name, so he does need to pull out a 3-second gap, at least against Tacro.
Well, given the circumstance though, I'm very confident that SSD, yes, I think he should be making, he's up in the pit. Because there's no reason to. The rivals behind have all pitted. He just needs to keep on track, although Twitch is not going to help him do anything. The gap now between Roshan and SS38 down to 1.5 seconds. And I reckon that Roshan will be able to get DRS over him, or maybe even pass it, striking distance in 1 lap. He should be able to get past SS38 by the end of the next lap. The question now is, can SS38 stay on the podium? Which I think the answer is yes, so long as he can manage his tires and make sure they do not end up with puncture. Of course, well, I mean, 21 lap old hard tires, and you're going to keep it until 27 laps. They must be pretty worn by now. And with the high deck circuits such as Hungary, you will make sure that your tires don't end up like Lewis Hamilton back in 2020. The British Grand Prix, if you recall, both Mercedes drivers have their tires, the hard tires in fact, disintegrate on the closing stages of the race.
Yep, and Roshan Robot is right behind SS38's tail, and there might be a switch for the position for the leaders in the next lap itself. And the downside is that SS38 doesn't have much DRS left, while Roshan Robot has about 60%. So it's sort of like a one-sided battle.
You can't find it available here. Roshan Robot's certainly going to get past it. Fresher tires, better traction. Look at the traction that Roshan Robot has. This is a no-brainer unless SSC has something on his belt. No, he let him go. He let him pass, and certainly nothing left in the tank for SS38. Just a lane pass. Roshan Robot, once again, our championship leader, takes the lead once again in the race. And as it stands, the gap between Sky has retired, and has a safety car. Oh no, SS38 must be fuming at his decision not to pit. Sky has retired. He's started to give it up. Does retire on track. There is a late race safety car here, Easy Tesso.
I mean,
and whatever wonder we've seen SS38 has done, that's all come down to nothing here.
Well, it's possible for him to pit right now to get onto the soft and maybe for the last 3 to 2 laps be able to fight for position, but it's gonna be very hard because the only way to pass people is through the long straight at the start finishing line, and maybe sector 1 it's at a later part of the sector 1 itself. So I do hope he pits for some sort to have a battling chance. If not, Yellow Rag, Heejin, and might be even Tekro is gonna pass him.
If you're one of these drivers, now the only advantage you can have is to get fresh new soft tires. Roshan Robot, Yellow Rag, Mangosteen, and Skipper, they are all on 6 lap soft tires.
Roshan Robot pits too. Oh, but
they know there's a risk of drivers behind on fresh rubber.
Tekro is
everyone's pitting. Heejin, 3 lap soft tires. Does he want to? Does he want to? Is this sliding? Is this sliding? It's choosing. Oh, this is a typical dilemma. You know, he decides not to. And Mangosteen, using him as a judgment, decides not to. But did that dilly-dallying cost them? I think it did. They took too long to decide. And Heejin potentially lost out, do you think? And I think the main loser here is Mangosteen, because now Yellow Rag's right behind him. Do you think Heejin took a little bit too long to decide whether to pit or not, and it compromised both himself and Mangosteen?
I do wonder, did he slow down because his delta was getting at the red zone for too long and he doesn't want to get a penalty? But we won't know. But yeah, it sort of hindered both Heejin and Mangosteen itself. But right now, SS38 and Roshan Robot are on equal field, because all of them are able to regenerate their ERS. Both are on soft, on brand new soft tires. So this is gonna be a very big battle right ahead for us.
Now, without further ado, let's have a look at the position changes so far this race. The first 4 drivers have improved on basic grid spot. Roshan Robot up 4 spots from 5th. SS38 up from 3rd place. Heejin up from 6th to 10th. Mangosteen up 4 as well. But the big winners here, Chimkin up 5 spots from 13th to 8th. And Sinpo especially, look at that. He's bound to be getting driver of the day for this. Up 6 spots from last into 10th place. Well, we've seen amazing comeback drives from many other front runners, but Sinpo now in the points playing position in 10th place. And yes, indeed, I admit we have not been talking a lot about him, but he's certainly a driver that we have command about right now, because he's been staying out of trouble, no penalties, and if it stays long enough to save the car, he might even potentially get ahead of those having penalties in front of him, like Mangosteen, dealing with Tankro. They must be praying that they want the safety car in ASAP, otherwise drivers like Sinpo right behind at the tail end may just jump them.
Yeah. So I do hope everyone gets through the whole entire race safely and no collision happen, but I don't want to give any commentators to anyone, so I shall not give any names and whatsoever.
Oh, what happened? Sorry to interrupt, but I think I've just seen Yellow Rag down to 4th place. Did that yet? I mean, he down to soft 4 spots, but some people have changed that, but whatever it is, I think we can establish it here, but I think someone has did a late pit something. Is it
I
Mangostein?
think.
Yeah,
he's next.
Yes, Mangostein is pit. That's why I think he made a late pit stop under the safety car because he's down to 9. Mangostein was 4th. And he's down to 9.
Oh,
So, yes, and that's the reason why we see Chimkin now up 6 spots. Ryan is up 5 spots. And Yellow is now in status quo, so being down 1 spot. So, Mangostein, I think what we have here, let's look at the tire data right now, is that it is going to be a race to the finish. Safety car said this lap. It's going to be a sprint race. This whole 25 lap race is going to be decided based on a 3-lap sprint to the finish here.
yeah. And let's hope SS38 is not caught napping, cause Russian robot can just jump ahead at any moment right now.
Anything should happen. Roshan Robot is now de facto safety car.
He's getting very close. SS38 trying to keep it tapped.
Trying to leave it as late as possible. When does he jump? Oh, Skipper has got a 5-second time penalty. And oh my goodness.
Oh,
So listen, jump! There's jump going. Oh, Simpo's going to go aggressive. Look at this. And the race is
mistakes!
Oh,
Oh no!
Flying! Things are flying everywhere. And Simpo is down the order. And more debris is flying everywhere. We have Nimes has got a chaotic restart, reminiscent of the Tuscan 2020 Grand Prix. And everything is going topsy-turvy right here. Nimes is for sure out of the race. Simpo's down to 11 and chaotic restart there. Mangostein now. Oh, more debris coming out. Tanks are not looking good. And just Skip, is it Ryan? Right, Nimes has got disqualified as well. Skipper. That was it. No, Ryan has no front wing. Tanks are going everywhere right now. We have no idea what's going on. And wow, I've never seen such a chaotic restart in my life. The only driver who's out of those drama is Roshan, who's pulled out the 1.7 second gap out of everyone else. SS38 is now leading Kiev with this drama. Now, oh, look at that. The yellow right trying to get back agent. Oh, Meg Wills. Go Manson.
Yellow right
Oh,
between tackle.
oh, this is not a good place to be behind. Heejin and Yellow right. Nimes is retired now, but 11 drivers still remain. Are we going to see drivers pit? Ryan definitely has to pit for a new front wing. He's not pitting. Ryan's not pitting. And now Simpo's in the mix of all this. Simpo's he's in big advantage. And look at for the final points playing position. There's no way Ryan to sustain Hungary with a broken front wing. Oh, Tree doesn't go to the run, does it? Tree doesn't go to Simpo runs right. Simpo runs very right. And Simpo is still trying to make a move there. But Ryan is holding Alonso sort of defense. Simpo round the outside and trying to go for a traction race. Oh, they make contact. Regelstein's out. And Simpo keeps P10. Oh my goodness, I never thought I'd become missing so much about race 1 but Ryan is really holding him up. And oh my goodness, and there's more drama that's going to happen in front. And SS City is still leading this entire pack with. And look at SS City is run wide. And now it's going to be a battle for SS City and Yellow Rack. Taco Mesa down the inside of Yellow Rack. And that is it. The Yellow Rack still holds it. And I think SS City is safely going to take P2. Yellow Wrecked is now the driver who's going to decide who's going to take the fourth straight position. They hit a wall. They hit a pit wall there. I think I saw him hit a pit wall there. Easy Sasso.
Yeah, but Takro and Yellow Ray has to pull a 3 seconds gap ahead of Heejin. If not, after the penalty, Heejin does take the third place. Oh, and Simple managed to overtake Ryan finally.
Ryan has a broken front wing. It's not going to hit there, but great job on Simple.
Well, though, trying to defend the position.
But now on the final lap of this race, we have a 4-way fight for the podium spots here. It's SS38 versus Sakura versus Yellow Rack versus Heejin. Chimkin gets pick up another penalty, but I'm pretty sure Heejin is going to P3 at this point. Owing to the penalties in front, all Heejin needs to do is to stay behind the pack and not get in any trouble, which Ryan Mangostein does. He's definitely out of the running here. So Ryan is going to get a point with a broken front wing. Amazing. With a missing front wing in there. And meanwhile, let's go back to the front. of a very topsy-turvy three-lap race. Roshan Robot rounds out the 14th and final corner. Roshan Robot rounds out the final corner, extends his championship lead to over race length, over a race win. Roshan Robot once again a dominant win over that, and SSD, and no, it's SSD in P2. Heejin over penalties. Oh, Heejin he has it by 66 milliseconds over Taco Mensa. Wow. And we never thought that even with penalties is going to be such an exciting run to the finish. Tackerman's in fourth, Yellow Rack and SG2 both Red Bulls in fifth and sixth, Skipper in seventh, Chicken eighth, Simple, wow, in ninth.
And I think we do have to give props to SG2 because at one point of the race he was last, and now he managed to finish right at the middle of the pack. So keeping it clean, doing it well at the restart, is really very beneficial.
It was funny. We went through 3 topsy-turvy laps all around, and the first 3 drivers were the same as when the safety car started. It was Roshan Robot from SS38 to Heejin. We went through lots of retirements, debris flying around, but the top 3 still remained the same.
Yeah, I think most of the big action was happening right at the back when there was a moment where Simple was at P6 or P5. Oh, I do wish we would be able to see what happened for that moment and get some views from the different drivers that was part of that action. But congrats to Roshan Robot in putting in such a wonderful performance, and SS38 keeping his head down, being able to secure second. And again, Heejin, I wasn't expecting him, and he's there.
Of course. And but we do have our results in as of now. Well, minus my voice, of course. It was such exciting 3 laps. We didn't know what was going to happen. For a moment or two, I even thought Roshan Robot may even fall victim to any sort of shenanigans that were happening down the field. But here's the results. Roshan Robot winning by 1.8 seconds over SS38. Heejin, well, I think he lost time in the back, but he still snagged the final podium spot. Tackerman's in fourth, both Red Bulls in fifth and sixth, Skipper seventh, Chimkin eighth, Simple in ninth, Ryan in 10th, and Mangosteen rounding out as our only finisher without scoring any points at the end of this race. Still, well, Chimkin,
And
I think the battle when we were talking about the spot for the final point swing spot, Chimkin versus Simple. I think Simple came pretty close to taking over ninth place in the constructors owing to Chicken. I think Simple did a good job, honestly. It was 1 driver against 2 in the McLaren, but still Simple snagged 2 points, while Alfa Romeo only got 4. So what do you make out of it from Simple's performance?
I think this season alone, he's been performing very well, and compared to other seasons he had in JAF, I think this might be one of his best season he ever experienced, and I do hope to see more and more improvement from him. And you may never know, maybe one day he might be even fighting for podium position when chaos are happening everywhere, and him keeping everything clean.
Of course, I mean, the JF is not only about the racing. We really want to see. I mean, by building this community, we want to see a gradual but continuous improvement in the driving skills of each driver, and of course, the racecraft and sportsmanship, racemanship skills as well. We want to see drivers become cleaner, and obviously, after 6 seasons, it's safe to say that the quality of drivers and the quality of racemanship between the drivers here have improved over the course of the previous few seasons. What do you think? What do you make out of this, Easy Suzumu?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
So I believe like the racemanship between the drivers have improved over the past few seasons of the JF, and I think it's evident here in season 6. We have not seen in cases a lot of dirty driving between the drivers. What do you make out of this, Easy Suzumu?
I do agree that the drivings have been improving a lot. Lots of will to will actions, but there will be moments where things got a bit too dirty. I mean, I'm sure both of us witnessed some not so pleasant stuff between two drivers. But I mean, After all, it's racing. Everyone is trying their best to fight for the best positions they can have, and as long as after the race, both of them are able to shake hands and make peace, and continue on to becoming showing good sportsmanship, maybe becoming close friends. That's what it all matters.
Indeed. Right now we do have update from the stewards as well. Speaking of racemanship, and apparently it's not good news. We do have the incident on a safety car restart, a ticket being opened about a safety car restart, and that's under investigation by the stewards. No driver has been raising it up so far, but the stewards have picked it up and have noted it, and is right now under investigation there. So, but amongst all the health scouts over the safety car restart, well, what's your opinion on that, EC Sasso? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary during the safety car restart on lap 32?
I mean, I was too focused for the first two drivers right ahead, seeing whether SS38 got jumped. So it's very hard to know what's happening at the back of the grid. So that is why we have stewards to help to monitor the rest of the field, making sure everything is fair and square.
Of course, I mean, we do have a team of very focused stewards. Um, there's a reason why we have a team of stewards to actually manage the investigation of events. Well, we committees are the ones pointing out. I mean, we do shout out to viewers about if we spot any sort of things out of the ordinary, but ultimately it's still the stewards who are doing their jobs. And in this case, thank you, former driver, Executive 5. Now, well, the current management team, and to the steward as well to help keep a lookout of all of such incidents that occur. Dan, about as it happens, as the driver team still reporting about incidents occurring through the race. But right now, there's one thing we can focus. That is our podium interviews. So, without further ado, let's invite our drivers in for the podium interview. I don't think they're ready yet. Are they? Um, so far, I don't think. Yeah, they have not been in the room yet. But yes, easy. So, first of all, to introduce the podium interview, what are the thoughts of our podium sitters?
I mean, what have you got to say? Roshan Robot has been performing time and time again right at the front of the field, fighting for the win. He's just showing how dominant he is in this JAF season itself. Then SS38 is doing well to make sure he's trying to fight for the win and be within fighting distance. But I'm very impressed with Heejin because he isn't one of the driver that I would straight away think of when it comes to getting into podium position. So applause to him for doing such a amazing race, especially at Budapest, where it's uh very easy to exceed the track limits and get penalties. As you can see, drivers such as Tacro, Yellow Rag, they're doing so well, but because of penalty, can they lost a few positions.
Of course, I mean, well, you're complimenting Heejin. I think he just came into the voice chat, and I guess you can direct all your questions or compliments to him in person right now. So, easy Tuzzle, the ball's in the favor.
Alright, so firstly for Heejin, what's your thoughts of finally getting onto a podium position, and what's your thoughts throughout the whole entire last two laps battling with Tacro and also Yellow Rag?
Oh yeah, it was great fun. It was nice to be on the podium once again. Yeah, but yeah, well, the last two laps was very chaotic. It was one of the most difficult times I ever had in the whole JAF. I think I'm having a huge adrenaline rush right now. I can't even breathe properly. But yeah, yeah, it was quite messy. It was really messy. I had a good battle with Yellow and Tacro. Good job to them also. They really gave me a good push for my podium. So yeah, it was great fun out there today.
And, and yes, congrats to you, Heejin, and you did a great job. So now moving on to SS38. So first thing I would like to ask is, before the last safety car come out, when you were on your hard tires, did it cross your mind to pit? Because me and Apollos was discussing whether should you pit to to the soft so that maybe you can battle Russian robot in a
70 lap all hard tires.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I didn't. I mean, he's gonna pass me anyways, and I think now he's just gonna be further in front. So I just try to hold it back with my hearts.
Yeah,
And
that
try to
that,
defend
that
from
was what I was saying. So might as well try your very best.
so what are you aiming? Were you expecting to be on the podium? I mean, do you see the podium as a gift from the safety car, or were you already gunning for a podium even without the safety car?
I think when I qualified P3, then I knew I had a chance. But the entire season, I don't think so.
Indeed. So, moving the order back to Heejin. So, Heejin, I understand that you're running P2 in the current championship standings. So, what are your thoughts about finishing on the podium and extending your lead to in your championship standings? But overall, I believe that you're trying to be overall champion, but Roshan Robot still got the better of you. So, what are your thoughts on overall championship standings right now, given your current result?
I think all the drivers in front and around me they are really good. They are all great drivers. So yeah, we're gonna have a great battle with each other. Yeah, driving standards here and there is fine, yeah, it's great to be here. I didn't really think I will reach this kind of P2 in the championship, but yeah, it's great. So yeah, but everyone else is doing a really good job. So I look forward for more amazing battles with all of them.
Of course, I mean, yeah. I think here in the JF, we do have close battles there and thereabout, and obviously no one was expecting the final 3 lap sprint to be that exciting as well. I think Easy told you were out of breath as well when you're looking at the final 3 laps.
Yeah, things was getting so heated up. Left, right, center. The front people are battling all out, and especially the battles at the back with Simple, Ryan, and especially that safety car restart was crazy.
Indeed. Well, anything. So Easy, so any more questions for our runners-up, SSD and Adhesion?
I think no more, so maybe we can focus on Russian Robot, our winner right here.
All right. Yes. Well, here we go, Roshan Robot. Welcome to another win here in the JF. So you're extending your lead once again, this time to 30 points. That's over a race win over your competition. So how do you feel about it right now?
I think yeah, I'm pretty happy with the overall performance of. I think this race. I think I personally tried a different strat than usual. I think I planned to go on a two-stop after seeing the first safety car. Didn't really think about pitting initially, but then yeah, I think it's better to be on fresher tires at any given point at a restart, obviously. And then yeah, I think Mangosteen and I were just just talking with each other. I think he had an unfortunate incident under the safety car, and yeah, if not, I think we could have ended up with good points and obviously fight for the overall constructors as well. I think that's also another target for us. But I think after yeah, I think last 2 weeks back at Kota was a good run as well. It was very good battling Heejin and Tegro, all those guys there, and then obviously here didn't have the best quali. Actually, I just came back from Malaysia at like 8 p.m. and then just hopped on the wheel, and yeah, quali was essentially like my practice session. So I think to come away with a win from that, I think I'll take it any day. And yeah, obviously the championship is very. It's exciting now. Obviously, there's still like 5 rounds to go, and yeah, anything can happen. I mean, Heejin's doing very well as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a very good fight for the championship.
Well, obviously, we know we have very good racecraft here, Roshan Robert. I mean, you only qualified fifth, but you still end up beating the whole competition, and by quite some margin. It never looked in depth whereby you're not going to win the race. So, to what extent do you think that qualifying may not be as important as the race here in the GF, given that anything can happen?
I think it's really track dependent. I mean, obviously, if you look at if you look at generally, you see at Hungary, you would want to qualify P1 because you can't really overtake. It's Monaco without the barriers. So I think for that, I think you have to qualify P1. But obviously, I think starting anywhere on the grid in a league race, safety cars, all that stuff can really jumble up the order. I think it's more of strategy that comes into play rather than qualifying position. I think for all these kind of league races, if you want to finish well, I think Heejin started at P6, I think behind me, and he ended up on the podium. I think he's also another example of qualifying really does not matter that much here at JF. And yeah, I think safety cars really do play a big part. I think SS38 would love that the safety car came out at the end for his sake. So yeah, I think safety cars really, jumble up everything, and yeah, it gives us good racing as well. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, is this also we got any questions for our champion?
I mean, nothing else. He summed up the whole entire race pretty well.
Indeed. So once again, thank you for top 3 finishes and enjoy your celebrations from the podium. So enjoy your weekend and thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Cheers.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay. So once again, easy. So, well, what are your thoughts about this race overall? So, what do you think is going to be in store for the final 5 races of this season?
I mean, this race itself shows a lot of potentials from all drivers. I mean, at one point, Skipper was doing so well, defending with a few laps old tires, and things are against him, but he still managed to keep it consistent and a bit of tangling of not sure what happened to him. Then he, he slowly fell behind the grid. There were moments where SS38 was shining, and then suddenly Roshan Robot. Then there were battles between Yellow Rag and other drivers, Alec Kim, so many drivers I cannot stop naming. Then there's also Simple that did a superb race. It shows that SJF itself has a lot of things to offer, and it's just an amazing platform to witness a lot of great battles between all drivers of different calibers.
Well, indeed, of course, I mean, nobody could believe anything. Even Clevin, our own ministry member, did not. I can't even believe Simple was running P9 all the way. And it goes to show that in the JF, anything can happen. And I guess moving back to our predictions that we made before the race itself, I don't think any of us got our predictions right, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
you.
well, we do have reading our podium a bit right. We had Roshan Robot as our prediction. So I don't think any of us expect him to win. And statistically wise, this is his 5th consecutive podium finish. I mean, yes, he DNF back in Singapore, but ever since race 2 in France, he's been in the top 3 for every single race since then. And I don't think we've ever experienced this ever since the 3rd season of the GF when Glitch was on a consistent run of podiums there. So, what does make out of this? Do you think Rashan Robots in the running for the champion even for the penultimate race?
I mean, he does have a very great start right now, and it's very hard to knock him off his momentum he's having. So it really shows that other drivers have to push even harder to win against Roshan Robot. So it's not easy, but I think other drivers do have the skills and capability to do it.
Of course, that's going to be a very good statement, but a statement for us could be a question for all of us viewers. How good is good, and how well can they perform? Well, that's a question that can only be answered in the next 5 races of the season, of course. And moving on to our next race, race number 7, that will be the Mexican Grand Prix, held between 2 weeks' time on the 6th of April. So, well, what do you know about the Mexico circuit? Do you think it's going to be similar characteristics to the Hungarian and the US Grand Prix? Do you think are we going to see very similar results?
I feel that Mexico Grand Prix it's a totally different track in terms that there's a lot of high speed, especially through this whole entire sector 2 itself. It's just high speed corners, and it's all about having that low downforce setup and maximizing your top speed, and especially that long start and finish straight. It's very easy to overtake others with DRS and ERS. So ERS management is very important. So it's a different kind of track where it's easier to overtake compared to Hungary. But I would say, in terms of quota, you had the US track. it maybe have a lesser thing. I feel like Kota itself has you need to know how to find the balance between high and low downforce, while Mexico it's more of a low downforce track.
And I think that's what drivers are going to prepare for in the next 2 weeks. And I guess all of you will be preparing for the future races as well. So see you guys again in 2 weeks and enjoy your weekend. It's late night. Enjoy. See you and enjoy the upcoming public holiday, which is Good Friday. Bye bye, everybody.
All right, see you everyone, and enjoy your holidays.
I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures.